That hurt.
Blowjobs are a no for me.
It is a skill. It is a practice skill. It is a necessary skill.
The secret to a great blowjob is saliva, saliva, saliva.
It's important for us to learn from this because I think we lose because we beat ourselves.
You need to swallow it too.
I understand the problem here.
The people don't understand esophagus is the main player of the game.
Try to stay away from it as much as I can.
You can start by licking the tip.
I didn't understand it, but
Patrick Agyemang to Bambi or a newborn giraffe or what?
Alrighty, welcome to the Straight Red Card.
Trying to bring legitimacy to our podcast by giving a Scottish accent.
I don't know what the hell that was. It just came out, Brett.
It's kind of a Scottish accent.
It was a little weird, but
sure.
But
well,
yeah.
we do own part of a Scottish team, so it makes sense that you're trying to adapt to the culture.
That is true. All right, now I think it's more just a silly little rolling of all the letters. Yeah, we missed Monday. Yep, sorry, that's on me. I was like, anyhow. So onboarding for this new place I'm going to be working at, I was there until 9. So that's just how it went. I didn't get home until 9:40. So there you go. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, Derek is drunk already. No, I wish. Already, Larry in for 2. Sing. We're simple, 5th best, but then all but for rest.
We were simple 5th best,
but then
all but for rest.
Even flow. I have no idea how we're supposed to sing that. All right, well, it is.
We're simply 5th best, but then all the rest. I mean, basically, we're the best around.
We're simply the best. Isn't that a song somewhere? I don't know. I don't know. A fun thing, actually.
He says it's simple the best, better than all the rest.
Yeah. All the Alexi haters will love this one. So I wake up on Sunday morning and I got a text from Alexi. I'm not going to tell you what it's about. Kind of a private thing. And so we're kind of...
He was questioning on how to get the eagle claws out of his testicles.
Alexi? What?
I don't know.
Anyhow, I'm not...
Something you have context with?
It's a private thing. Anyhow, so we were having this conversation, and then I go upstairs, and then later on, the England versus Spain game starts, the women's Euro finals. And I'm watching it with my mom. I obviously go there every weekend on Saturday, and then I stay Sunday to watch whatever sports are on, usually F1 with my dad and IndyCar, and then I go home. But to that particular morning, the Euro finals were on. And so I snapped a photo of the TV screen and when Alexi was doing pregame and said, me and my mom are watching. We're here. And then I just thought that would be it because he's on live.
Did he say something on the broadcast?
No.
Oh, that'd
so
be cool.
Every time they went to commercial, he would text another thing like, yeah. I said, yeah, my mom's here and watching. And he says, well, I'm glad your mom's a fan. And, my talents are either a curse or a gift. Either one of the two is what he said. And then I said, he's back on live again. And I texted him, yeah, it's a gift. My mom says it's a gift. And then he's like, he writes her back. Next commercial comes. I love your mom. And my mom's right next to me on the couch as this conversation's going on. And she's just having the greatest time because she really loves, like, for her, during this whole Euros thing, which she's watched religiously, she thinks that Alexi adds like the best commentary and, you know, the most fun commentary. He makes it fun, is what she says. So she's been a fan of his for a pretty good long time, as far as covering the women's soccer games, the women's World Cups. So she knows him pretty well. Of course, she knows him all the way back from the 94 World Cup. So for her, it was a real treat, you know, just seeing the conversation and having her get included. So anyhow, a little mom stuff there, just because she was so cheesed out by it, which I thought was so hilarious. And then, hey, guess what I got? I don't know if you've gotten this yet here in northern Indianapolis. Chicken salad chick. You got that yet? Chicken salad.
What you just said. Chicken salad chick?
Chicken salad chick is a restaurant. All they do is chicken salad. Okay. They're on the north side.
I'm kind of surprised they do enough business to warrant an entire store just for chicken salad.
Dude, that shit's packed during lunch.
No shit.
Because that chicken salad is the bomb. So I'm coming back from work today. I'm like, all right, I knew I'd been warned on the radio there was a huge traffic jam on I-465 East because there was a wreck.
Don't tell me you got a snack for the road.
I got off on Michigan exit, okay?
Sure.
And that's where it is, 86 in Michigan.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm here anyhow. Might as well pull over and go chicken salad chicken. I bought a half gallon of that shit. It's chicken salad, and they serve it on croissants. I just bought a bucket of it. I took it home. I ate chicken salad for dinner. It is by far the best chicken salad. And I know there are in a lot of different states, but there's only 2 of them in Indiana. And we're lucky to have.
Cane's does that. Are you talking about Raisin Cane's? Is that
no, this is a restaurant called Chicken Salad Chick, and all they make they make egg salad too, but yeah, egg salad sandwiches, but their chicken salad is phenomenal. And so I got the one that comes with onions, and it's called the Dixie Chick. It is delicious, and I am glad I did that. I also stopped by the way, on the way home to Total Wine. And guess what I picked up for tonight's show?
Coors Light.
Yeah, of course. St. Bernardus.
Oh, I never would have guessed that, Derek.
Yes, St. Bernardus, number 12. It is, of course, from Belgium. It is 10% alcohol by volume. And I just remember this being really, really good. I've had it probably 10, 12 times over the years. And I'm pouring it now. Let you know what it looks like. We'll put it up here on the screen, and then I'll take a sip and let you know if it's potable. And I guarantee it's going to be potable. So anyhow, this is what it looks like. Kind of thick, nice head. This is a guy, I've been pouring Belgian beers for a long time, so I always expertly get ahead on it.
Very nice, very nice.
And yeah, oh God, little raisin, some tartness, like fruity tartness and raisin, and a little malt there. Oh yeah, that's very distinctly potable. Meanwhile, I'm also have on the screen as we do our show today, Monterey and Cincinnati. It's tied 1-1 for the Leagues Cup. Some people don't care. And generally, it's not my favorite tournament, but it's soccer and I'm watching it. And that's just how it happens. Also, Leo Messi going to sign again for MLS. Miami. Mostly all of them are franchises. So if he signs for Miami, he's signing for MLS. That's how that works. And then
he said he signed again with it, Miami?
Yeah.
An extension? How long are we talking about?
I don't know. At least
He's got to be
season.
maybe like a season at this point. I mean, he's like 38 already, man. He's
It's got to be season by season.
He's going to break the record. I mean, he's probably already broken the record at this point at 38. But I mean, what, a 40-year-old still, banking on assists, just from downtown.
Dude, he's still performing in this league. He's still performing. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. So hey, stay.
Make that money, I guess, and MLS is going to keep sucking on that teat.
Yeah. So, question for you: do you think Brigitte Macron has a penis?
Is that his first name, really?
Brigitte Macron?
I think we call it Bridget here in the United States.
Well, that's because you're uneducated.
No, that's a girl's name. It's Bridget.
It's Brigitte.
Brigitte.
Everywhere else in the world but here.
That's why,
And maybe England.
Brigitte. No.
England, United States, it's Bridget.
Everywhere they speak
Which, I'm
English,
sorry, Bridget sounds
Bridget.
stupid. It's a stupid sounding name. Brigitte sounds much more elegant. Anyhow,
well,
that's
sure. I mean, if your name was Bridget, of course you're going to want to go with a more elegant sounding name.
Brigitte.
Dude, have I ever told you what my dad wanted to name me when I was a baby? Of course, my dad, a little bit of that.
Big balls.
Nope. He wanted to call me Pierre Raoul.
I love it. You should have been
really
named
fucking weird, but
Pierre Raoul Corbett. What a beautiful name.
I would have had to pick up an accent with that, man.
You know how they do Brigitte in Germany? Uh-oh. Spider?
Yeah.
Big spider.
You little fucker.
Brett gets attacked live.
I mean, come on. What the hell is that all about?
Why is Spider?
Now I'm fucking paranoid.
All right. How big was that thing?
I mean, he was like that big.
Wolf?
No. He was a gangly little fuck.
Oh.
I mean, he just goes whoop, right in front of me. I was like, motherfucker,
All right. I'm sure you're safe.
I can deal with some insects, but man, for whatever reason, I don't do spiders.
Yeah, spiders Latin.
I went to swat him, and he fell right in front of my drink. I'm like, you motherfucker!
Oh, well, he didn't fall in it. That's what counts. So he says spiders Latins, ironically, sounds more pretentious than elegant. Well, you know how they do.
Oh, it absolutely would be pretentious if I was Pierrot. I'm assuming that's what you're referring to. Or are you talking about Brigitte?
Brigitte, he's talking about in particular. Now, you know how they do Brigitte in German? You know how that's pronounced?
Bridget.
Brigitte.
Yeah, Bridget. I heard it.
Brigitte. Now I know that because I have an aunt named Brigitte. All right. Anyhow, that's all I got.
You're proving my point, Derek.
You'd rather do Brigitte than Brigitte?
Yeah, Brigitte. Yeah, no, Brigitte's not a word.
All right. Derek loves those hairy spiders. I was bitten by old spider, and the marks are still on my leg to this day. They have not gone away, and that was 2 months ago.
Boomer says you swallow like 8 spiders a year while you sleep. Yeah, but I don't see it happening. Is my thing.
Yeah. Well, good protein,
and that's on average. I mean, you have to take all the people who just swallow spiders in a spider-infested place compared to those who don't swallow any spiders.
Yeah, something like that. All right, what do you got?
I'm working with half my vision today, and actually for the rest of the weekend too. I woke up this morning and I went to put my contact in. My eye's feeling great. My contact in, it felt like I had like an eyelash jammed in there with my contact. Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, that sucks.
Pop it out, rinse out my eye. That was the saline solution, by the way.
Yeah.
So it rinse out my eye, rinse off the contact, put the contact back in. Still feels like that shit. And no, Miguel, not pink eye.
Yeah.
So, after like 2 or 3 times of rinsing off, spraying out my eye, I finally just put my contact in. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking suffer for half a day because I was taking half day anyways. So I pulled a nice 12-hour day shift yesterday, so I got 4-hour comp. And I was like, I'm taking a half day tomorrow. So I scheduled an appointment, went to the optometrist. He's looking all around my eye, expecting to find some kind of a foreign object like a spare contact that may have rolled up in the back of my eye or
dry cum.
Something. Yeah, that could be a possibility too. Who knows? So
a self shot.
he couldn't find anything, and so he gives me these drops to put in my eye, and I've got to do it without my contacts in. So now I've got one contact in, no contact in.
Yeah. All right.
It's
Well,
gonna
that's
make driving a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, Colin says scratch cornea. He looked for that too, man. He thought that too. That was his first option. Look, like you probably scratch cornea. Nope, not there. Because without the contact in my eye, feels perfectly fine. Scratch cornea. If I had a scratch cornea, every time I blink, it would hurt like hell.
Maybe one of your contacts had a small tear, and
I looked. I swapped out contacts.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, and sorry you had to go to the doctor for it.
Oh, that's fine.
All right.
It
Speaking of doctors,
I did burn about 4 hours of my day doing all that.
Speaking of doctors, I've been told by my doctor when we were going through my diet changes. You know, I told you I bought MSG like a month ago, 2 months ago.
It's yeah. No,
Straight up,
I don't know if you told me that or not, but yeah.
Straight up MSG. And I put it on everything. And so I go in and recently, and this is like, and my blood pressure had gone up by like 15 points. He's like, what the hell happened, dude? What are you eating? Tell me something you changed the last 2 months. And I'm like, yeah, I bought a bottle of MSG and I sprinkle it on everything. He's like, are you stupid? Are you an idiot? He's like, you don't do that. MSG is notoriously known for rising blood pressure.
What's the food, the Asian food guy? Uncle something. Uncle
Faster? No. I don't know.
I forgot his name.
Oh, yeah. Uncle something.
No, you know, whatever. He's every time he talks about it, he's like, yes, you got to put that MSG on everything. Uncle Roger. Thank you, Tony. And DK. Appreciate that. Uncle Roger.
Yeah, I've watched
great YouTube channel, by the way.
It is.
But yeah, he's like, you got to put that MSG on everything.
Yeah, because other than that, my diet hasn't changed. So he's like, dude, you need to stop and then come back 2 months from now and we'll do it again. But I'm notorious for kind of not liking doing. I hate that when they put that shit on your arm and go. It rises my blood pressure right off. Start from.
Wait, you mean
anyhow? No more MSG.
Thing they put on your arm to test your blood pressure raises your blood pressure.
Just going to the doctor in general raises my blood pressure. Yes.
Whenever we'd go into whenever I was getting everything, we went to a pharmacy of some like CVS or whatever, and they had the arm, blood pressure gauge thing you put your arm into, and always do that shit.
Yeah. So anyhow, I need to bring my blood pressure down by like 10 points or something like that. I'll go back in 2 months and see if this. I'll check it myself. Actually, he said check it yourself in a month. If it's still the size it is now, then you come back a month later. I'll prescribe you something. But he's like, yeah, this is unusual in 2 months for your blood pressure to rise that much. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. Anyhow, that's where we are. Hopefully I don't have a stroke here live on air.
Fingers crossed.
Well, if I do, I guess you can call 911 real fast.
I'll try it on the air. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Got my phone, dude. I was at CVS waiting for my eye drops, and the insurance card I had was expired. Like she's running it through. It's like, oh yeah, it's coming back. It's kicked back. Say it doesn't match. Blah blah blah. Like, you know what? I just got new cards not too long ago. I wonder if I threw away the new card and I have the old card in my wallet.
Yeah.
So I'm like calling E. I'm like, hey E, I need you to take I need to take a picture of your insurance card and send it to me real quick because I only have 1% on my phone.
Damn.
She sends it and everything like that. So I got it. Went through. The eye drop went from $70 uninsured to $5.33 insured.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
What a scam.
Yep.
What an absolute scam.
A lot of that's a scam. A lot of it. And I hope it gets fixed somehow.
But
right now, yeah. I mean, pharmacies are just rolling in it. I can tell you some other stories.
You could there's a number of people who were previously pharmacy owners, and they talk about it like, hey, it costs these companies, let's say $2 to make this product. We would normally sell for $5, but the insurance companies come in and they jack the price up to $70 so that they can drop it down to $10. The pharmacy makes less money. The customers spend more money, and the insurance company goes away with all the money.
Yeah.
Load of shit. Load of shit.
Yeah, the whole I should have said the whole pharmaceutical system, the way it works now, is broken. It's absolutely broken for the average American. All right. For the 162 of you here now, make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your grandma, and thanks for being here for the first 20 minutes. I guess we're going to get to some soccer here soon.
We're going to talk about some ladies.
Some ladies.
We don't need the audio for these ladies by any means, but
okay.
You sent this my way.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a nice little video of Monica Lewinsky.
I think she looks fabulous.
Dude, she is fucking aged well.
I didn't think she was that bad back when she gave the blowjob in the White House.
I'm honestly kind of surprised, to tell you the truth.
She's aged very well. Good for her. I wonder if she
still visits Bill from time to time.
I doubt that. But I did hear that people haven't seen Bill and Hillary together for almost a year now. Like they
Alex
don't
the same dress still.
like they don't even live in the same spots, apparently, same places. Jeff Carey for $4.99. Hey, Kinky Carey, how you doing? Spicy Jeff. I bought a used van to live in. I heard about that from Tack. Tack told me about that. Has shag carpet. Okay. No windows. Driving to Florida to hang with Tack. Oh boy, he has a pretty mouth. Well, he's got
that should be read. He has a purty mouth.
Purty mouth. He's got thicker lips than Brett or I. We'll just put it that way. And I'm
Brazilian
sure,
in him.
I don't know.
My lips are the Polish in me.
I don't know Tack's skill level in that area, but I don't think he's going to let you in his house or answer the door.
We'll see.
Sorry.
Case says she's had work done. If she's had work done, it's pretty good work.
Yeah, I haven't noticed it.
I mean, I'm looking at the face. I'm trying to see because usually you can tell. Usually they look like fucking reptile people.
She's got to be in her 40s.
I mean, she might have done some, some collagen or whatever, Botox maybe.
I don't know.
To fill in the crevices.
I don't know.
Way of wording that, I know.
Yeah. Jack says, you probably do know his skill level, Derek. Are you saying in some sort of metaphoric or literal way that Jack just sucked my cock? I don't think so. I would remember that very distinctly if it happened. That is not something I would forget, ever. A, because it would freak me out, number one. But B, I mean.
Kumar says she's definitely had work done. She's a whole new person. I'm saying I really haven't seen her since I
haven't either.
Was in office.
Yeah, I haven't either.
And so, I mean, I'm looking at her now going, well, she's aged gracefully,
Yes, she has.
And again, if she had work done, she's got a really good fucking doctor, and he should be a fucking bajillionaire. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she's in great shape. All right, so
I'm not saying she's a 10 by any means. I'm just saying she's aged gracefully, guys. Even with work done, whatever.
I mean, she could be someone's 10.
Could be. You're right.
I mean, I think she's pretty hot there.
Tony gave her a 7.
I'm giving her a 9.
Oh, she's right up in your age brackets. I mean, makes sense.
Yeah. For her age, she's a 9. All right, and she does have the black dress on, and that would probably turn me off. But I'd be like, "Where's the spooge? Where's the Clinton?"
Wasn't
spooge?
it? I thought the dress was blue.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a blue dress?
I don't know. You might not want to play.
Let's. What?
Are you about to play that video?
I'm not going to play it. No, I'm just bringing it up.
Oh, okay.
We're just going to do this still. I don't need to play it. There's no audio. Whatever is in there, I don't need it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna change the cycle from aging with grace to young and dumb. I think is the best way to describe this.
Yeah, young and what the fuck ever that is. I know I wouldn't put my dick anywhere near that mouth.
It'd come back shredded. Are you kidding me?
Jesus, fuck, what is that?
I mean, I feel like she's just trying to put people off at this point.
Hey, I'm all for people
not get them off, put them off.
I'm all for people being individuals and having their individual opinions, and everybody's allowed to say what they want to say. But I guess what are you doing? You're obviously an attractive girl.
Andrew goes, I can save her.
What are we doing to yourself? Why are we doing this?
What horror film did she star in? I think she's in one of the Saw movies, right? You have to stick your dick in there to get your cuffs off or whatever.
Well, it starts out with your dick in there already, with all the points pointing in. But yeah,
says, please take that off the screen. It gives me anxiety.
I know it does me too a bit. I don't know if she's like a horror film fan or what that is. I just
there's no fan. There's no being a horror. No, you don't do that many piercings. That's just stupid.
No, she wants attention. Obviously,
it really is just that.
It screams, "Look at me! I'm a freak.
My daddy didn't love me.
Look at me! I'm
or
weird.
Maybe my daddy wasn't there. I don't know.
I'm weird and you're square." That's what it says. All right.
Usually you just wear like bright colored clothes with maybe some like little tassels hanging off of it or something like that. Usually in the nipple region, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that's extreme. That's pretty extreme.
What's the Hellraiser guy's name? What's Hellraiser guy's name?
Don't remember.
It's like Pinhead or
Pinhead. Yeah.
It's not Pinhead. Surely not.
I think it is. Yes. Anyhow,
nail face.
Alex Gavin says the pink hair is the worst part. I mean, I'll fuck a girl with pink hair, but I'm not doing.
You take away all those. You take away all those. It is okay. Fumar said it is Pinhead. Okay, fair enough. I guess
it is Pinhead. Right. Yeah.
All right. Take away all those piercings and the mascara.
Well, the fake eyelashes.
Fake eyelashes too.
Those are fake.
I assumed it was just caked on shit.
No, it's fake. Those are fake. Those are those massive ones that a lot of the girls are wearing these days. That makes them look like a clown, but they think it looks good.
Does she hate being cute? I'm telling you, man. You take away that. I mean, even with the pink hair, I'm just saying. I mean, I know the pink hair is generally an alarm, a red flag. But
okay, hold on. I love me some goth chick, says Spiders Lawton. Dude,
not that goth.
I dated goth chicks. Okay, back in the day, none of them fucked themselves up like that. All right,
not like the other girls.
Yeah, truly not. I don't know what that is. That's beyond goth. That's look at me, I'm a freak.
Not that.
Look at me, I'm a freak. Yeah. All right. Well, anyhow, go get your freak on, I guess. Huh?
Palate cleanser. Let's go for palate cleanser here.
All right.
You got to tell me what you're talking about here.
What if an infectious brain virus happened that focused on the part of the brain that was the purveyor of greed, and greedy people got very sick, etc.? This was the focus of an early short story I wrote in college, and this is true in a creative writing class. I got to dig that up and see how it turned out. Well, turns out I couldn't find it. I kept a lot of my old stories, and I don't remember what happened at the end of that. But I do know that a lot of greedy people died, and the world kind of got better in some ways and it did in others because, well, for various reasons. But anyhow, the point of it was, well, what if? It's not impossible that a virus could focus on people who have a part of their brain which is very selfish, right? If you were an extremely selfish person, you could get infected by a said virus. And that was the whole point of the story. And how it made some parts of society better and then other parts of society less advanced, etc.
I was about to say, greed can progress us forward with technology, medical, all that stuff in the right direction. But
sometimes
too much greed can be a bad thing in that sense.
Man, we're kind of there, though.
That's kind of what you were saying in that sense. Like, it got better in some ways and it got worse in other ways.
We are
if everybody's too nice and wonderful, I mean, you have a conclave of a community where they just, you need a cucumber. Here's a cucumber.
Well, I think everybody should, if you're going to eat from the farm, you should obviously do some work from the farm or pay for the cucumber. I'm just saying that I think we've reached kind of the pinnacle of the billionaire world. Like, I would have never believed that there were this many billionaires on the planet at this point. I mean, if you would have told me that 40 years ago, I would have said, well, that's crazy. That's a lot of money in the same people's hands. But anyhow, it is what it is.
What if the farmer were to say, hey, in the community, hey, you get 25 cents a bushel. And, most people, they go and do their bushels. They get a couple little bucks and they're like happy with that. They go and buy their cheeseburger or whatever they want. But you have one guy that just goes and gets, 100 bushels. Would he get the brain virus because he's greedy because he wants more money?
You mean bushels to sell?
Well, just bushels for the farmer. The farmer's paying him for bushels.
I don't think making a profit is greedy. I don't, inherently. I don't think
to what extent, though? Like, if you made $100,000 while everybody else made $30,000. That's not to an extent, but what if you made $400 billion?
I don't think it's the money part that I'm talking about. Some people become billionaires because they have great ideas. Sure. They're not necessarily greedy, and they kind of just become billionaires on accident. I'm not really talking about those people.
I just fell into this money. Where did it come from?
There are these are kind of like the conglomerate economic groups that come together, investors that go out and buy companies.
The hedge funds or whatever that just milk money with you, and then they run away with it.
Like the hedge fund that bought the corporation I worked for called
motherfuckers.
Called Author Solutions. They had no intention whatsoever of making it a successful company. They were there. They got in. They bought it. They tried to make it look way more profitable than it was for 3 years. Then they sold it to Penguin for like $80 million. They bought it for like 3. They sold it for 80, and Penguin figured out in 2 years they had just shit the bed, and they bought a horrible product because all the numbers were fake. They got faked out by this investment company.
Jeff, I'll come back to this in just a second because this super chat is prevalent to what we're talking about.
Yes. Jonathan Francois for $5.
Now, Derek, I will agree that that's a cool name, not Brigitte. So,
Francois?
Continue. Yes, it's not Francis, it's Francois.
Thank you, Jonathan. There were 450 billionaires worldwide in 2000. There are 3,000 today. We will see the first trillionaire of our lifetime. We will soon. Yeah.
His name will be Elon.
I just want to distinguish that it's not all about, like, some people become billionaires almost not on accident, but just because what they're doing makes money, but they're not really exploiting like a bunch of other people to get it done. They're actually paying some workers. I'm not speaking of anyone specifically here, and they're kind of rewarding people as they go along, and others don't. Others just reward themselves. So anyhow, it is what it is. I don't want to get into this any further than that. But anyhow, it's a fun short story to write. I think it was like 50 pages long. And
I think we had a great discussion about it too.
Yeah,
at least 4 minutes worth. 4 or 5 minutes, because I think GGB had mentioned before this conversation started, he's like 24 minutes of fluff winning. I think it's something along those lines.
Yeah. Jeff Spicy Carey back for $1.99. I feel like the Club World Cup diminished the Leagues Cup. I don't know if you can diminish the Leagues Cup. I think it's pretty diminished already. So I mean, I don't know how much worse it could get. I'm watching it tonight, and I'm going to watch the whole tournament. But, it is a made-up tournament out of nowhere. And the format this year is so weird.
That's what Jackie D just said. The league's format is weird.
It's super weird. It makes no sense. But, hey, they're going to do whatever they can to get 4 Mexican clubs and 4 MLS clubs, regardless of the results of all these games, into the quarterfinals.
How's that possible?
Well, what they've done, even though these are all mixed groups playing against each other in games.
Sure.
So what happens is the Mexican League has one table and the MLS league has their own separate table. And the top
Wait, so they play in split groups and then they're separated back into their own tables?
Correct.
What the fuck is that?
So all of the MLS teams, only the top 4 will go through, and then only the top 4 Mexican teams will go through. Even if all the Mexican teams, after like 3 games, have 12 points, and all the MLS teams after 3 games have 9 or have
0,
4 points,
well,
5 points.
Well, I guess somebody would have to win. Yeah.
Okay. Oh well, okay. If all the Mexican teams that qualify have 9 points, and all the MLS teams have 5 points, doesn't matter. The top 4 MLS teams get out of this. Go. Yeah, that's how weird this is.
That seems like such a handicap for MLS at this point. I mean, I feel like they were the ones that had to pose this. Hey, it's our cup. We're the ones that came up with the idea. We want to make sure we have MLS teams in the quarters.
But I don't think that's going to happen because right now Cincinnati and Matt Miazga are up 2-1, and there were other MLS teams to beat Mexican teams earlier.
I mean, it won't matter. It will still happen, Derek, because there's still going to be 4 Mexican teams and 4 MLS teams moving on.
Regardless, yes.
Regardless, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, the MLS teams are just competing with the other MLS teams around the league. That League's Cup.
Yes.
They don't even care about the Mexican teams at that point. This is the dumbest thing in the world.
Just outpoint the other MLS teams, and you're into the quarters. Yes.
They're like cheering it on, like when another team loses, like, oh fuck yeah.
League's Cup bragged about this. It guarantees, they say, that in the quarterfinals there'll be 4 MLS teams and 4 Mexican teams.
That's a handicap. That's nothing to brag about. If you have to force yourself for up to 4 teams, let's just say.
Yeah.
Because maybe 2 or 3 of them do actually succeed, and they would have pushed forward anyways.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. But if there's one team that didn't qualify because they had a shitty group or whatever, but they qualified because they're the 4th best MLS team, that's stupid.
It's pretty weird. It's getting weird. It's getting as weird as the Euro tournament.
And I feel bad about saying all
League.
this, Derek, because there's going to be people out there that's going to take this and extrapolate the fact that, oh, you guys are just anti-MLS, anti-domestic leagues. You're just Euro snobs.
Oh, you mean the guys that watch 30 seconds of the show to determine that?
This is a dumb format. I mean, I couldn't imagine anybody actually defending this shit.
Well, they're pretty ashamedly supporting this MLS, so there you go.
Well, they're guaranteed 4 fucking spots in the knockout stage. Of course they are.
Yep.
Why wouldn't they defend it?
Right. Off topic. Hey, Derek, do you like The Offspring? No.
I love The Offspring, first off.
Like which song?
Well, their entire Smash album. The first album they had out. First album was Baller. They kind of went downhill from there, in my opinion.
I'm trying to remember a song. Did they do Pretty Fly Fire White Guy?
That was in their second album. Yes, they did that.
That was horrible.
I'm not a big fan of that song. There were definitely some good songs on that album, but they weren't my favorite by any means. I mean,
but hey, I'm not telling you.
Here's my problem when we talk about music, Derek, is I don't know names of songs very well. You're like, oh, what song do you like from them? I'm like, I mean, if I had the album in front of me, I'm like, this song, this song, this song, this song, this song. Self-Esteem is a great song from the first album.
I could live with that one.
It's a great song. I mean, it's a great song when it comes to The Offspring. I like The Offspring because, again, my era plus kind of that alternative, not quite, definitely not punk, but still kind of got labeled in that area, even though it wasn't punk. It's alternative.
Corporate grunge. Corporate grunge.
I'm okay with that, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that description. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know how much I want to get into anything about that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get any further into this.
By the way, Great Green Basin, you like whatever you want. Don't listen to me. I am a fucking music slob, but a snob. I'm snobbery. When it comes to music, I'm extremely snobby. I know
they get labeled as pop punk from time to time, but I don't consider them pop punk.
I think they're more.
I think Blink-182 is more pop punk.
Yes. Because
they were very popular.
Even Green Day can be considered pop punk.
Yeah,
but not
old stuff. Not so pop punk, but definitely as they progressed, I think it became more pop.
And then they had a few songs that weren't. Like a couple, you're like, no, that's just nasty goodness, right?
Dookie was a great album from start to finish. I love that. Was my second album.
All right. Well, you got
my second CD I bought.
You got connections with it, then personal connections, which is why you think it's great. But
yeah, I think I stopped 3 albums in, quite frankly.
I was not a fan of Dookie.
The Green Day of now, fuck them.
Yeah, I don't know anything about what they do now. So
it's
no, don't get into it.
I don't want to get into politics here by any means, but I don't care what side of the aisle you fall onto. If you lean left, lean right, I don't give a rat's ass. Just don't throw the country under the bus.
Don't preach.
So
don't get up on stage and preach.
Yeah,
that's not why I came to your show. I don't want to hear right. I don't want to hear left. I don't want to hear any of it.
You go to a Rage Against the Machines, you know what you're gonna get. That's fine. That's fine. I love Rage Against the Machines. It's still. I don't. I think raging for the machines nowadays is a different bucket, but still.
Yeah, I mean they had.
I don't care where you fall on the spectrum, quite frankly.
I back in the day, I like the revolutionary spirit of Rage Against the Machine, but obviously they're not where they were anymore. So
Boomar wants to know if the Offspring had the hip hop fusion sound like Limp Bizkit. Not even close. No, they did not have the Limp Bizkit.
No, they never tried that.
What is it? Not new. Is that new rock? Is that what that's considered?
I guess
new rock. The rap rock.
I just said it sucked. I said it sucked.
There's good Limp Bizkit. Oh, okay. Let me rephrase it.
No, there isn't.
There's Limp Bizkit I enjoy, and then there's Limp Bizkit I go. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't enjoy any of it.
New metal. It's new metal. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a fun little tangent we had there of music, guys.
Yeah, thanks. I think we missed a super chat too.
Got him.
Yeah. Hey, just back. Greatest live music performance ever.
I'm gonna go first, Eric, while you think about this, because you probably have a lot more to contemplate. But I haven't really gone to that many concerts, quite frankly. But the Evanescence and Korn one that I went to recently was really good.
Okay. It's not fair because we opened for them, but Guided by Voices show.
Yeah.
Yes. Probably the best live performance I've ever seen was Guided by Voices. They were on there for 2 hours.
Wait, Jeff. Are you saying you're either aging yourself or you're just saying live, the best live period? Because
Queen Live Aid, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long fucking time ago. So either you're saying, hey, what's the best live performance period?
He could have shown on video.
No, that's the thing. If period, like you can go and watch it right now on YouTube. You can watch it.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, if you're saying period, then no, the Korn Paramore one that I'm not Paramore, but Evanescence one I'm talking about. No, not even close.
Jeremy Cole says Primus.
Right.
Johnny was a race car driver. Drive so goddamn fast.
I mean,
had too many cold beers one night. Drive his ass into a telephone ball or something like that.
It's hard to do a live event now that's going to compete with Live Aid,
all those,
and Woodstock. I mean, how do you compete against that? Those are cultural movements, you know.
Even the later Woodstock.
Yeah,
those Woodstocks from the '90s were pretty big too.
Yeah. So I mean, it's tough. It's tough to say anything can compete against those, quite frankly.
Yeah, Winona's Big Brown Beaver. I remember that one too. That's such a great song. I mean, it's funny. That's the thing about Primus; they were funny, right? It's a funny band, and it was unique. That's for sure. It was unique. I like 3 or 4 songs of theirs.
Yeah, I'll flat out say none of the live concerts I've gone to would compete with any of the ones we had mentioned earlier.
Right.
But I mean, I still have, if I had to pick a personal favorite that I have at 10, like I said, the Korn and Evanescence one was fun. It was good. It was a good time. Definitely a throwback to my teens and late teens.
I wish more people knew who Guided by Voices were, because
I recognize the name and I probably would recognize the song, but I don't know.
Just go look them up on YouTube. Go watch a live show of theirs. I mean, they're great. They're just amazing. They're powerful. All right. And we got compared relentlessly to them, but we were very different actually, but that's okay. We wrote songs with pianos. They didn't. So there you go. We did songs with pianos, and they never did because I can play piano, and I don't know. They probably can too, but they just like piano. No, we're not playing piano. Maybe they did later on, actually. Anyhow, what else you got next, Brett? Soccer. Let's try soccer.
We're moving into soccer. Absolutely, yes. 100%.
All right.
We're fluffed
like
out. Well, this is soccer fluff, quite frankly.
45 fucking minutes.
I'm gonna, Derek, since I'm playing with one eye here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you read.
Oh yeah, I'll read them.
It's gonna be difficult for me to read this.
Okay. We now says tactical manager. Okay, we now have we have enough data to predict what the U.S. men's national team 2026 World Cup group might look like. So I went on YouTube to predict the group of death and the group of cupcake. Same applies to Canada and Mexico. Here's the link. I did watch this.
I have not yet because I really haven't had time to watch any videos, and I plan to go and see it tacked. Real quick, Robin Hugh shoots us a €1.99 sticker or pound sticker. I mean,
super sticker.
Super sticker. And those of you on YouTube are probably seeing an actual sticker, whereas here in StreamYards, we don't see the sticker.
No, I don't.
I'm going to see if I can pull it up real quick before we do anything here. But I do plan to go watch this video real quick. But
I'll just, anyhow, Cincinnati up on Monterey 3-1 now here in Leagues Cup. Yeah, the group of death.
Hold on. The sticker is a joystick with arms and legs, giving us a thumbs up, saying GG. Good game.
Oh, okay, good. Awesome. Thank you. So, yeah, he puts together a group of death, and he puts, which will truly be a group of death, actually, with Japan and who else? You could scroll back up. This is not happening.
No.
This is not. It would be the worst thing that could happen, but I don't think this is
highly unlikely and very unfortunate. But no, it's very unlikely.
Right.
So I said with 6,000 nations attending the World Cup, I would imagine the term "death," a group of death, will be watered down.
Well, his point was that even with 48 teams,
no, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just
we could if we pick the worst. If the worst straw happened, this is what could happen.
Yeah, sure. Yep. I'm just saying, hey, with 6,000 nations attending, I don't think it's going to happen.
No, I agree. It's probably not going to happen. So there we go.
I know this is a follower, so I'm not going to be bashing the guy, but he tells me, hey, this is a poor take. In 2025, there are more than 32 destinations teams in the world. Just looking at the current pots and hypothetical draws, we see several possible very difficult groups that can happen, and he posts a bunch of them. Okay,
but he said
that's
32.
Fair. Well, 32 decent nations in the world.
Yeah, but there are 48 teams.
Yeah, no, I get you. And I thought, Derek, you had criticized me on some of my posts that I do periodically that, hey, people would never be able to tell that you're being sarcastic there. Unless they really know you. Unless they really can. They watch a show, they know your sense of humor, Brett.
Right.
I thought I laid it on pretty thick, saying 6,000 nations attending the World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, so he's thinking
it's an exaggeration, my man.
He doesn't know you're exaggerating?
He said, hey, it's a poor take. That's a poor take, Brett. There will be tough groups. There will be tough groups in this World Cup.
I'm sure there will be. But then there will be 2 or 3 teams that shouldn't be there at all. At least, maybe 4. And that's never really happened. Usually in the World Cup, there's like 1 team that probably shouldn't be there, but they're there anyhow, and they get their ass flayed. Or they somehow stick together and like New Zealand and don't get slammed. That can happen.
Yeah. So I go, it was an exaggeration, but sure, let's address it. The group of death with a smaller, more isolated sample will always be rougher than that with the larger.
Yeah.
That's not to say that there won't be a group of death, but having someone like Sweden as our Euro team compared to England would be watered down, in my opinion. Not saying Sweden's bad, simply saying England's better.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Well, I mean, he followed up with saying we wouldn't have England in our group to begin with because they're firmly in pot 1 teams as we are seated.
Well, that's because we're the host. That's the only reason that's the case.
When I go, well, it's just an example. What about the Swiss? Would that be a potential Euro not in pot one that fits this hypothetical situation or
Yes,
scenario?
it does. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, I would rather have Sweden than the Swiss. And I'm not saying Sweden's involved. I mean, I haven't even looked at the group or what 32, whatever, whoever's qualified and whatnot.
We don't know.
My point is if you expand.
All TAC did was take the top 48 teams in the world.
Yeah.
He doesn't know who's qualified for the World Cup yet.
And my point is when you expand it and you include other teams, there's going to be better teams from regions and not so good teams. Not so good, less quality of teams. I'm not saying Sweden's a bad team. I'm just saying I would rather have them over England, the Swiss, Portugal, Germany, France, Italy, Czech, Croatia, whatever. I mean,
we could get Italy. It is possible.
It's always possible. But I'm just saying. I mean, this was all an exaggeration that went on for a couple of posts here. I'm just like,
if Italy qualifies, which
joke
is still a question.
Yeah, joke, but serious. Yeah, no, if they better qualify at this point.
Yep.
I mean, who knows? Anything's possible, I guess.
Robert Hughes says, I wanted to ask was if Derek watched the last Ozzy concert in Aston Villa. I watched him be raised onto the stage, and I watched a song. And that's all I could find on YouTube at the time. Well, it's all that popped up on YouTube. Listen, Ozzy and Black Sabbath, for me specifically, legends. His solo work, you got Crazy Train. You got some good songs. But, Black Sabbath, one particular album with Iron Man and Paranoid, some good stuff, okay? Great album from front to back. All written within a week, I believe. All right. Me again. I wrote this so long ago, I don't even remember what I said. MLS is a contradiction. It has grown the sport from nothing, and for that it should be praised. But we are coming into a new era where perhaps the chains should be loosened, the limitations rearranged. Don, time to get those cheap owners on board for growth.
And apparently guarantee 4 spots for the MLS squads, apparently in the League's Cup. I wasn't even planning on bringing that up, but I mean, you brought that up and I'm like,
and here's the other thing that a lot of people don't know that don't watch the show, or if they're watching for the first time. Although we have been very critical of Don Garber, especially as it relates to his work on the U.S. Soccer Board, right? Don Garber created Tam and Gam out of fucking thin air to get around the cheap owners so MLS teams could spend more. He did it in his own legal, manufactured way. And even some of the cheap owners didn't like that. But he said, you can't stop me. You can't stop me from doing it. So I'm doing it. So it was, we go back like 8 years ago in an interview with the Seattle Sounders owner and Don Garber doing an interview together where they both said, yes, it's time to raise the cap significantly. Well, then Don tried to do it and he got vetoed by the cheap owners on the board who are still on the board at MLS and will still block that to this day because you need a super majority to change things.
I'm sure the cheap MLS owners are upset about Gam and Tam because some of that money is being pulled from the transfers that go out, the ridiculous expansion fees, TV money, all that stuff that could be going to the teams in the league are going technically to the teams in the league, just in a unique Mickey Mouse fashion.
So as much as we've criticized Don Garber on this show for a myriad of different things, including the U.S. Open Cup, blah, 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 you do have to realize he wants to raise the cap and has wanted to raise the cap for a long time, about 7 years. He has wanted to do it. From the people I know involved at MLS and blah, 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 I still know he's not the blockade. It's the cheap owners, and we know who they are.
Yeah.
And they need to go, or they need to sell their team and get out of the business,
I mean,
frankly.
He's the CEO that answers to a boss. In fact, the boss are many bosses, actually.
Many bosses, yes.
So he has many a boss that either are pleased or are happy with him. And it varies, like you're saying. But he still has to play that game.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, we'll criticize, and the problem is the things we criticize too. Like we talk about the U.S. Open Cup, and I understand that he's on the board of U.S. Soccer. He's been able to run the U.S. Open Cup for almost 2 decades straight, quite frankly, and didn't do much with it.
No, they sucked.
But again, he can't come out there and say like, oh, personally, I want all of our teams to play in the U.S. Open Cup, but I don't know, some teams don't want that.
Well,
he can't come out and say something like that.
You brought up a great point, which is the marketing arm of MLS ran the U.S. Cup for a long time,
like 17 years, something like that.
And they were so bad at it, they ran the U.S. Cup almost into the ground, and then had the balls to say, well, you guys at U.S. Soccer, once U.S. Soccer are pulled out of the Sum deal, you guys are so bad at marketing the U.S. Open Cup, we don't really want to be in it because nobody turns up and we don't make any money off of it. Well, you ran it into the ground, assholes, at MLS and Sum, and you're blaming it on U.S. Soccer because they cut off your contract? Give me a break.
Well, not only that, but after having pulled their reserve teams out of USL because they didn't want to pony up a little bit of a few mil here.
Oh yeah.
They decided to start their own league and then said, "Hey, we don't want to be in your U.S. Open Cup, but we'll send our 2 teams."
Oh no, Brett! It's MLS Next.
Next Pro.
Not 2
Next
teams.
Pro.
Next Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and as Eric Winalda put it, the reason they call it Next is next. No, no, thank you. Next. Next player. Nope. Next.
Go on.
Nope. Discard you two. Next. Yeah, that's what that is.
Discard you too? That you like music.
Yeah. I'm not a huge YouTube
I'm not a huge YouTube fan either. I was joking with the joke there.
Yeah, okay.
It's a jokey joke, right?
They got some good songs, but I'm not a fan. Never was.
So Tyler Adams is in the news again.
I'm too hip for you two. All right. Tyler Adams. Greg has done a great job and is changing the identity of the Chicago Fire. He's going to continue to build there. I'm familiar with them, and I follow their games. Ooh, he's a Chicago Fire fan, even though he played for the Red Bulls.
Yeah. Hey.
I'm very close with Greg. He often calls me late at night and asks me to show him his balls. He did a lot for me in my career, and he helped me,
no doubt,
especially in the sexual areas. So I will always support him. All right. Blah, blah,
except for when we bring in a new manager to the team and we need a change. We needed we're getting a place and we needed somebody to kick us in the balls. Greg couldn't do that.
Oh yeah. I mean, he let that rip, didn't he?
Regardless, I brought this up just for the lulz, quite frankly. And I'm gonna defend Greg here as well. With 10 games left at the time, I think we're probably like 9 or 8 left or whatever, but 10 games at the time, we had notched 5 more points than the previous season. Which means that if we win all 10 games, which I think we won the last one, if we win all 10 games, we could have outpaced our last season by 35 points, which won't happen, of course. So yeah, Greg's doing good with Chicago. I'm not going to discredit him there.
No, he's not bad.
Changing the identity. Well, he's getting the players to play better.
Well,
and that's true, but that's not the identity of the team.
If you give Greg this much time to implement his system, unlike the national team, he didn't get this much time. He's not a horrible MLS coach. He's actually pretty decent. So I think the Fire,
like upper table, like upper half the table, right?
I think they'd be much worse with the former coach. I think we saw them for a couple of years, and then a handful of years prior to that. I think they'd be at the bottom of the table, frankly, if Klopas was still there.
That's rough. I mean, we still have LA Galaxy. We have a couple of teams that I don't think Chicago would ever fall behind.
No, we don't. You don't play in the West. I'm just saying, in the East, I think they'd still be at the bottom of the table.
DC United. What are you talking about?
Well, they'd be down there with DC United if Klopas was still there. That's all I'm saying.
I'm curious. Well, no, I'm not going to even defend Klopas. I'm not going to do that.
Don't do it.
As much
Brett.
respect as I'll give Klopas, as a manager, did not have it at all.
As much respect as I'll give to him as a player, I'm not giving to him as a manager.
Kevin Brenner said, I went to Chicago versus Cincinnati. I kept screaming at him, "You are Pochettino."
That's weird. Why?
Pochettino's getting equivalent results that Berhalter got, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. Metaphoric screaming.
Oh, sorry. He said, "You are no Pochettino." There we go. I was going to say we had to really dive into that one.
I don't know. Right now, I'm thinking Pochettino's no Greg.
That's fair. I mean,
it's not been good. It's not been good so far. So take that for what you will. But and we were, of course, no saints when it came to Greg Berhalter support on the as the national team coach.
And that's the thing too. People come at us, and we're going to get into a little toxic conversation yet again, as if we didn't discuss this ad nauseum in 2022. It's rearing its ugly head again. Ironically, describing people as toxic is ugly.
What's amazing to me is that anybody could watch the show and think we're toxic.
Yeah.
Because
the problem is we find out those who are labeling us as toxic don't watch our show.
No, they're throwing us into whatever other bin.
Yeah.
This is a comedy show for the most part.
It's a broad sweeping. Well, you guys said this. No, we didn't actually. In fact,
no, we haven't said any of that. Exactly. And we'll get into it. And we'll clarify.
Watch our show? Well, I watched 30 seconds of it. Okay, fair enough. I guess you learned everything then. 30
seconds. That's about how long it takes that guy to come. All right. So
that's fair, man.
Yeah.
Was the what's the institute, from IU, the Sex Institute?
Oh,
starts with the K. Starts with the K.
Kinsey.
Did you ever watch the movie?
I have, yeah.
So there's a scene where he goes and interviews somebody. I forgot the guy what he actually is. And he goes, "I could go from flaccid to erect and come within 10 seconds." He goes, "That's not biologically possible." He whips it out and the guy pulls out a stopwatch. He starts timing it, and 10 seconds, done.
Yeah, that was freaky. But I don't know if you've ever visited the Kinsey Institute.
I never did. No,
you can check in and you can take a whole tour.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth it. Go do it with your wife.
Did you go with the black light?
No, I did not.
Oh my God, where should I walk? Oh my God.
And their library full of perverse shit is gigantic. It's gigantic, and most of us will never be able to watch those videos. I got to watch some of them in Sexual Deviancy 2 in college, and some of the people in the back of the room were throwing up.
I was about to ask you, is it worse than the shit that's going on nowadays?
Some of it is.
That's fair.
I mean, not mainstream porn is nowhere that bad. That's the stuff I watch in Sexual Deviancy 2. We're talking about feces.
I feel like with your VPN, Derek, you're not trying hard enough.
I'm not into feces porn. I'm really not.
Not even if there's two girls involved?
No.
Oh, fair enough.
When I've seen it, I think about how stinky it must be.
I hear you. It's not my stick either, Derek.
And I'm like, how good could that taste? Ugh. All right.
Spider's Lot wants to know if there are any goth chicks involved.
At the Kinsey Institute, some of it, yes.
I'm sure they have an entire wing for goth chicks.
I don't know. But they do study that area, especially German goth, which often involves.
I'm sure there's a whole there's an overlap between goth and dom.
Goth and dom, yeah, for sure.
Definitely an overlap.
Yeah. In the class that was discussed, a lot of poop involved in peeing and humiliation.
UK has brought an age verification. I'm assuming that's what that means.
Now. I know. That's why I'm not using the London VPN anymore.
Yeah, those sons of bitches. You're going straight to the German, aren't you?
No, I'm.
Or are you going the Russian?
No, I'm still using America. Using America, just places where fascism hasn't showed up yet.
Oh, don't use that word. Just religious zealots.
Well, it's something stupid. Because anybody with a VPN can get around your stupid fucking law, which is just basically you patting yourself on the back, basically. So
while this is not a paid sponsorship, Calvin wants to know what VPN you use.
I use a very traditional one called NordVPN.
Yep. I was gonna say, when you said traditional, I'm like, it immediately went to Nord.
Yeah. In fact, they should be hooking us up with sponsorship here.
You should reach out and say, hey, I've been wanking it to your VPN for several months now. Can I get a sponsorship deal?
I've been doing research using research.
If you want to make it less degrading, sure, go for it.
Man, that's what I call it, research. All right, what else we got?
We got a Landon Donovan quote I want you to read.
Oh boy. All right, U.S. men's national team legend Landon Donovan is done talking about Christian Pulisic's Gold Cup snub.
He's not done talking about it.
Oh, he's not done. I'm sorry. An interview released today by the Cooligans. How in the fuck are the Cooligans getting him on the show? I guess
they're still pretty mainstream. They got
they're Paramount. Yeah.
Yeah, of course that's how they get him.
He spoke about why he was harsh on Pulisic. To be very clear, I'm never critiquing him taking a break. He's played a lot of soccer in the last few years, Donovan said. My critique is who he chose to take a break from. The same with Jedi Robinson. What the fuck?
I knew that tricked you right there.
Oh my God. At the end of their seasons with Fulham and AC Milan, they couldn't take the last 2 or 3 games off when their team was not going up or down and had nothing to play for. God, does he not know anything about how this works in Europe at all?
Derek, he is a former professional player. You are a moron compared to him.
He doesn't understand that finishing 2 places up or 3 places down for AC Milan means millions of dollars lost.
Or Fulham, for that matter.
And for Fulham and for Robinson, that surgery was going to take him out for 3 months, regardless.
If he still would have missed, take 3 or 4 games off, he still would have missed the goal.
He still would have missed it. So what the fuck, dude? Do some basic research, you mindless fuck.
Oh man, you didn't have the lump. I mean, Jedi should have gotten that done during the winter break and missed most of the final half of the season so he can make it to the Gold Cup.
And by the way, Jedi's playing because he's thinking somebody else is going to sign me too.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
So, and I want Fulham to finish in the top 10. Needs more money. That's what it means. More money for the club. Club says you're playing. That's it.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Hey, U.S. soccer pays him threes of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, AC Milan pays your salary, and if AC Milan tells you, Pulisic, you're playing, you don't go, fuck you. I'm taking a break for my national team.
I got a 7:00 tea time, AC. I can't.
So ridiculous, dude. Does he just not? I mean, he played at Everton. You would think he would know some of this basic shit, but he doesn't seem to know that if AC Milan tells him he's playing, he's playing. If the coach picks him, he's playing. He has no way to get out of it.
No,
you want him to fake an injury?
Here's what he's pissed off about. He wanted him to bail on AC Milan at second half of the season, take his break then, so that way AC Milan wants to transfer him and sell him because they don't believe that he's in it for AC Milan. That way he has to come back to MLS before the World Cup.
Brett,
duh, Derek.
I know, but Brett, you realize how misinformed and ignorant these comments are? Like, does he do any basic research into the requirements of playing for a team like AC Milan with 4 games left in the season? Those games are a requirement based on where they are in the table. They're a fucking requirement. Even if Pulisic went to the manager and said, I'm not fucking playing, they would have they would have had a cow. The fans would have revolted. Bullshit. He could have done that. No fucking way he could have done that. That's ridiculous. And the Jedi thing is just absurd. in its ignorance. It's absurd in its ignorance. And then he says, I wouldn't have done that. I didn't agree with that. And I'm going to say that. Well, you're a fucking idiot for not doing basic homework. Basic fucking homework. And you know what? I'm not even worried about having you on our show. Whatever going to happen anyhow, because you're too fucking thin-skinned. You are a U.S. soccer legend, but you're also a fucking just an idiot for not doing the most minimal amount of research on the situation of both of those players. They could not get out of playing those games. And if you think they could, you're a moron, period. All right. Pulisic was playing from December with a hip flexor injury too, and he went to the manager to rest, and they wouldn't let him. Herc reported on that. Exactly. They shot him up.
And he played in March for the Nations League.
They shot him up with a bunch of shit at AC Milan. They said, no, get your ass out there. He has no choice. The fucking doctors give him a check. Then the manager has the right to call him to play. And if he revolts and says, fuck you, the doctors are wrong. I don't care about these shots don't work. All right. Then that's between the agent and the club at that point, and that gets really ugly and messy. The fact that Landon Donovan doesn't know that, and he has a podcast, and he goes on the Cooligans and says more dumb shit. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? What an idiot!
I mean, here's his overall statement, right? My beef was that he didn't prioritize the national team a year ahead of the World Cup at home. I mean, we busted his balls too. We also busted Poach's balls for not saying that he couldn't just, come in for certain games or maybe miss out on the group stage or whatever. They had to play all 8 games in order.
And all the bad communication.
So there's busting of balls across the board. But I mean, maybe Landon, maybe you could take into consideration that he is considering the World Cup when taking this break. He's like, this is my opportunity. Because I'm going to be playing a year with AC Milan. I'm probably going to be pulled into all the friendlies leading into the World Cup. And then I'm going to have to play in the World Cup. This is my only opportunity. Is basically what he said during those interviews.
I love this one. LD called you fat, Derek. My friend told me so. I am fat. I'm about 20 pounds overweight. So there you go.
Lucky.
I'm not super fat. Like if you saw me, you wouldn't go, "Oh, that's a big fat guy." But you'd be like, "Yeah, that guy could probably lose 20 pounds." That's what you would say if you saw me.
You've been critically addressed about your looks by a certain someone that's going to come up later. But I don't have that quote pulled up. I mean, I can go and look for it if you want me to.
No, I'm fine with it. All I will say to end this is we were never going to have Landon Donovan on this show anyhow. So. And we were never nice to anybody. So there were people who forgave us and came on our show. And if he would forgive us for saying what I just said now, he could come on, but I don't know if I want him on because he seems really misinformed.
I think using the phrase "we weren't nice to anybody" is
well, we weren't nice to anybody but nobody's put out comments like this, Brett. Nobody's put out this ignorant comments like this. Was a former U.S. men's national team player.
We've been critical. And when I say critical, we do poke fun in a vulgar sense at people who we think make stupid comments. And yes, we've poked fun at everybody and anybody. But then we've also given them praise and agreed with them when they make comments that are worthwhile.
Yes.
This is the big missing point. We're like, "Oh, you're toxic." No, you've only caught the toxic moments. And yes, Derek, you and I can be toxic at times, but we're two drunk guys at a bar. Well, I'm using their phrase, quite frankly.
Right. I mean, we're critical.
And vulgar.
Just like two guys, as you said, at a bar. That's our show.
That's
two guys drinking at a bar, talking about soccer. That's the whole show. That's the show.
Yeah. Yep.
Eldon Asick, $2. Thank you, Eldon. Look at Canada. Davies injured in a pointless game. Well, it doesn't turn out that anything's going to happen to Jesse Marsh for that. And it's not really the same.
Canada loved the fact that he played in that game. It's Bayern that didn't like it.
Yeah, kind of a whole different, that's like apples and oranges. But Bayern certainly did not like that. Clubs pay the money. They're the guys paying these guys millions of dollars in their salary. So yes, for most players, that's the priority because that's where their bread is buttered.
I may have been imagining this whole thing, but wasn't there a talk of a lawsuit with Canada for that?
Yes, it's gonna fail.
Oh yeah, 100% will fail. I'm just saying. It's
Bayern threatened one. Yes,
that's the point. Is the sense that you have a guy who's paying, you have a team that's paying these bills, and it'd be one thing if it was like the finals or if it was a qualifier or something like that. But it was a meaningless third place game that didn't amount to shit.
So let me ask you this: they put Davies on the witness stand, and they say, "So you came to Jesse, and you said, Jesse, I can't play. I feel like I could get injured." And he said, "What to you?" "Well, I never really said that to Jesse." "Yeah, I didn't think you did." And because there's no such world where Davies goes to Marsh and goes, "I can't play. I'm going to get injured. I can feel it. It's really bad." And Jesse Marsh says, "Fuck off. You're playing, bitch." Nowhere in any world is that happening.
I thought there was an article that came out that talked about how Davies mentioned how he didn't want to play in that third place game because of the potential injury that he felt he picked up in the previous match.
His agent said that.
Oh, that's fair enough. It could have been the agent. You're right.
Not Davies.
That's fair. That's
all
fair.
Bullshit, and agents are paid to bullshit. That's what they're paid to do.
I remember the quote. I just don't remember. I mean, not even the quote. I remember the phrase. What was said, I guess, to an extent.
You want to know why?
Said it.
You want to know why the agent has to cover his ass? Because Bayern called the agent and said, "You dumb fucker. You said he was only going to play this many minutes. You lied to us." And he said, "Oh, no, my player never wanted to play. Jesse Marsh forced him to play." That's how that all went down. I can tell you that's exactly how it went down. The agent's CYA covering his ass. And so that's why you get these extreme comments from the agent, not from Davies. Davies hasn't said shit. All right. Julian Vivas for $1.99. You guys had Lawless. Why not Donovan? Because Lawless has a fucking sense of humor. Lawless is a man shielded by his own personal inner strength. And yes, he knew all the shit we said about him. And you know what? The first time I got on the phone to him, he said, "Water under the bridge. Water under the bridge." There ain't no water under, and anybody that's followed Landon Donovan on Twitter knows you say even the remotest critical thing, you are blocked. Mm-hmm. There is no bigger blocker on Twitter than Landon Donovan. He is a sensitive little man. Sensitive little man. And he ain't
who was absolute killer soccer player. So
was a great soccer player. We have been the biggest. That's the most hilarious thing. We have been the biggest defenders of Landon Donovan on the show.
Pre-retirement. Post-retirement, not so much.
During his career. But as a pundit, he is awful with a capital A. He's a horrible, uneducated, ignorant pundit who doesn't do his homework. Period. End of story.
I'll say as critical as he was about the, about Jedi and Donovan, or not Donovan, Jedi and Pulisic skipping out on the Gold Cup and other players potentially, but they had a sneaky club World Cup they had to attend. Despite the fact he was critical of all of them and everything like that, when it came to the 2026 World Cup, if it was tomorrow, he picked pretty much the same squad everybody else is going to pick.
Yeah.
Minus a player or two, like a center back, maybe a goalkeeper.
You know, the crazy thing, Brett, is people will play a 30-second segment of the show.
Sure.
And it'll sound like we despise, or I despise Landon Donovan.
Keyboard warrior, I'm looking at you. Don't do that.
It's not true. I don't. I just think he's horrible at his current job. He's a legend to me. Yeah. I would love to have him on the show if he'd be honest and we could have a really good talk. And he knew his shit. I'll have him on any day of the week. We would have him on. But
I would like to have a conversation about his time as a player. I honestly, I mean, I feel like we'd get an honest opinion, but I feel like it'd be biased one way or another, you know?
I'd love to talk about that. I'd love to talk about things.
Oh, the Klinsmann era would be the greatest thing to talk about.
Well, and to open up about the hurtfulness of his divorce and how that changed his mentality and his depression that he went into. And
come talk to us. We're therapists.
We would talk with Landon about that. And we know a lot about that because we know people who know Landon Donovan that's told us shit. So we know stuff. So if I would, in a phone call with him before the show, let him know what I think I know based on what I've been told. And we would hammer out what's acceptable to talk about and what he doesn't want to talk about, because some of it's really personal and probably very hurtful. He doesn't want to relive, and we wouldn't want to put him through that again. But still, you know, nobody's defended him more than we have on this show about the whole Klinsmann Donovan incident. So we have been his biggest supporters as a player, not as a pundit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plain and simple, right?
Yeah. It sounds like a dichotomy. Just because you love one thing doesn't mean you love the other part of a person.
Yeah. Okay, bro, love you as a person, but your drug habits, not so cool.
Yeah, exactly. All right. For the 264 of you here now on both X and YouTube, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. It does help. And thanks to all of you who waited for us to come back. I know we missed Monday, but here we are.
Yep. All right, let's move on to one of our favorite topics that's going to consume a lot of the night.
Transfer news, transfer news. Who's getting mounted on transfer news? Who's getting over on transfer news? Transfer news. Everyone loves that transfer news but me.
Whatever.
All right. Leverkusen are set to loan out 18-year-old Aaron Hurd. The former U.S. Youth International joined from St. Louis City in January and scored the winner versus Bayern's U19s semifinal. Should get playing time via loan. Okay, just tell me what team he ends up with, and I'll tell you how he'll do.
As you read that, I mean, I read it real quick, but I didn't catch it. But you mentioned that. But they say set to loan him out, but they don't mention a team.
No. So now the weird thing is that Leverkusen, unlike most of the top Bundesliga teams, don't have a 2 team. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, I saw that too. I don't have that quote pulled up by any means, but somebody mentioned that. I'm like, I didn't even think about that, to tell you the truth.
It's like they skipped it. They're like, you're on the U19s, or you're on the big boy team.
Or we're loaning you out to some Bundesliga 2 team.
More likely
or 3 team.
Yeah, more likely a 3 team. So let's see what happens. This is one of those ones where you don't get like breaking out the lube or anything, because
pump the brakes.
He's 18. He's got hair on his nuts. He's not 15, 16 years old. He's 18, and he's not good enough to make what will probably be a 28-man roster for Leverkusen going into the next season. Now, Leverkusen are a good team.
Yeah,
but that
me to the point.
But that means even at the age of 18, you aren't shining to the point where like, well, we got to have that guy at least on the bench just in case so-and-so gets injured, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to go play in Bundesliga 3, probably 3, maybe 4. Could be 4. We'll see.
Yeah, that's what Alters are talking about. They
Yep.
don't have a second team, but they're likely a 3rd or 4th division loan.
Yep, exactly.
I'm hoping more like a 2nd, 3rd, but
nah,
you break
I doubt it.
4. You break down to 4, you might as well just stick with the U19s at that point.
Second, I don't think he'll do Bundesliga 2. I think it's 3 or 4, honestly. Listen, how much
I don't know. I don't know
him?
about the player. I mean, I don't know where he's at in this game or anything like that. So,
well, I have.
was just saying, let's keep tabs on the kid. That's about it.
We'll keep tabs on him, but how much have you heard about him so far?
Yeah, nicely done there.
But all right, Tom, don't bogart that joint, my friend. Selleck says, New England Revolution on track to sign Matt Turner on loan from Lyon. Very complicated, but plan coming together. Still needs to be executed. Who does? Turner? 1 year loan from Lyon. TAM eligible. Could initially use the third DP slot for cap. I doubt it. It's got to be a TAM deal. Got to be. You're not using a DP spot in a goalkeeper in MLS.
For a 1 year loan?
No way, dude. They're horrible, too.
I'm just saying. It's New England. It's New England, so they're not going to go out and put up the cash for many DPs, anyways. The DPs are going to be pretty cheap.
You sign DPs to make earth-shattering changes for your team. He's not
outside of Jermaine Jones. What earth-shattering DP signing has New England really done?
That's about it.
My point.
What's the other guy though? He was good. Anyhow, doesn't matter. Not many. I guess is the point. And
that's not to say New England hasn't had a solid team since Jermaine Jones. They had it under Bruce. Bruce had a solid New England team.
Yeah, no, they were great with Bruce, but he called somebody an F word.
And they did a penny pinching, you know.
Yes, you got Kraft to deal with. He is one of those cheap ass owners, by the way.
He's Scrooge McDuck with a load of gold coins next to him. Like, you want how much? No.
I know we were talking about the cheap ass owners earlier. Let's just be frank and honest. He's one of the major fucking cheap ass owners.
You know what wasn't cheap? Our U.S. versus Japan tickets.
I thought you were going to say his massages at that Vietnamese parlor.
There was what's the grandma's boy reference? He's like, "You've been spending our rent money on whores. They're not whores. They're massage therapists." Yeah, I think there's another name for that. I think they're called whores. Like, one guy goes, "Yeah, they'll massage your dick for money," and he goes, "Yeah, I think there's another name for that. They're called whores."
Yeah, happy endings. Oh my God, yeah. Isn't it shocking how the mainstream media covered that for like 4 seconds and it just disappeared off like all major news? It's so crazy how much power that guy has. Wow.
Yeah, well, you have the money, so you can get away with just about anything.
Yeah, you can call all the editors and say, "Don't you fucking dare!"
I own the papers.
Yep, exactly.
But in this scenario, this would be a win-win-win for everyone. I mean, Forrest is obviously getting rid of him because Leon can't backtrack on the transfer. So Leon's happy that they're going to be able to offload him and save money on a salary.
Yeah.
New England's going to be happy because they're going to get him, and I'm sure New England fans are going to be happy to have him home.
Is it really a win for Matt Turner's consciousness?
He'll get the fucking play. We'll put it that way. We're 1 year out of the World Cup. He needs to play if he has any hopes to really crack it.
What's Matt Turner's biggest deficit right now as a player?
His feet. Yeah, I know. What's your point?
Confidence.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, that's hopefully playing time will fix, right?
This is a huge kick in his nuts. He just went from a Premier League backup to a French team that said, "Yeah, we accidentally bought you, and we really don't think you're worth a shit. In fact, we think you're so garbage. We're going to take whatever extreme measures, including losing money on this loan," which is what they will do. But at least we won't lose $8 million. We'll lose $4 million.
Well, I mean, no. They're still paying the $8 million, but they're going to compensate for the amount of salary that they're going to have to pay him regardless.
Brett,
so they're still burning that $8 million.
The loan cuts the loss in half. So instead, basically what they're doing with the Revs is saying, "I know we bought him for $8 million. We're fucked. So we're going to loan him out to you. We're going to still take the fucking loss."
I haven't seen any monetary value applied to this yet.
Believe me, I am telling you the truth when I tell you that basically they're going to take a $4 million loss just to get rid of him. They are basically saying, "We know you're not going to pay Matt Turner $8 million. Okay? We're going to loan them to you, and you're going to pay us half of what we would have paid. So basically, you're taking.
I can't see Kraft dropping $4 million on him. I can't.
No, they're not. That's why I'm saying Lyon's taking a loss on this, a big loss, because this is a loan where they're still going to have to pay a significant amount of Turner's salary during this loan. They're just
I think the salary is what's going to get cut, not the transfer.
They're cutting his salary. True, but they're still cutting his salary in half.
Sure. I mean, if they're going to, let's say if they're going to pay him $1.2 million, I don't know what his salary was going to be at Lyon, but let's just assume a number, 1.2.
But they're still going to be responsible for half of his salary.
Sure, 100%. Don't disagree with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still taking a loss. It's just not going to be as much of a loss, and it's still going to be a loss.
Yeah, they're going to lose money on this, but okay. And if you're Matt Turner and you're looking at this, you're looking at like, you don't think I can play in the French league? Holy fuckaroni. How bad do you think I am?
What have we seen from him since he moved away from New England the first time?
Dude, all I'm telling you is this is another kick to the groin if you're Matt Turner.
I'll rephrase that. What have we seen from him since the World Cup?
No, that's why I'm saying it's another kick to his groin.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he takes the kick in the groin and realizes that he's got to start putting up or shutting up.
How many kicks to the groin do you think a man can take?
At least one.
Well, he's taken more than one already.
That's fair.
He's taken 4. So we're on our 5th kick to the groin for Matt Turner. So good luck to him.
Yeah.
I'm talking about not playing in Gold Cup. I'm talking and becoming number 2 in Gold Cup, not getting to finish out cup games on his loan to Crystal Palace. They basically shutting him out after the quarterfinals. Basically screwed Nottingham Forest, trying to get rid of him any way they can. Anyhow, it goes on and on. A lot of groin kicks for Matt Turner. His balls are sore, and he just got kicked again. It's crazy.
All right. I think I figured out where I don't have to keep resharing the screen to get audio when we get to an audio clip. So here we're jumping onto Frankfurt, where we have a smattering of American players and potential American players, which we'll get into later.
Right.
And there's a Timmy Chandler quote coming up later as well. But I wanted to pull a talk here with sporting director Timo.
Okay, I haven't seen this one, I don't think.
And he talks about Paxton. And it came up, and I just wanted to bring it up.
Okay.
To adapt to, but he's doing a pretty good job. He's got great potential. I think we've seen tonight the skills that he has, especially on the ball. With the score, with the goal that he scored. But then again, also on the defensive side of the game, he's a very good player. So watch out for him.
All right, watch out for him is all I could really get out of that.
They could see his skills. He still has a lot to work on. I think he came into the game. He came into the season late. From the Gold Cup and stuff like that. And he's got to work on some fitness or whatever. I think it's something you mentioned earlier.
He's got a lot to work on. I hate hearing that.
Yeah. Obviously sounds like bench player, which doesn't surprise anybody, quite frankly.
Yeah. So, I guess the good news is he's staying. I guess the bad news is we don't know how much he's going to play.
Yeah.
That's the bad news.
All right, here comes Timmy.
Our buddy Timmy. Hey, by the way, for the person who keeps ripping me for being anti-Timmy Chandler because I quoted other players' comments. I quoted what other players said about U.S. men's national team players said about Timmy Chandler. Just so you know, my mom was his translator for 2 different interviews. Okay? Timmy Chandler became a family favorite in my household. So don't tell me I don't like Timmy Chandler. Fuck off. I love Timmy Chandler. I'm only passing on information given to me by players who have been on our show and former U.S. men's national team players who have been on our show. Who have told us things privately off. If you don't want to believe the off-air comments, go watch the Dempsey interview. The Dempsey, who they have on, Jermaine Jones interview. They don't even mince words. They say Timmy Chandler didn't care. So I'm not saying it. They're saying it. Don't kill the fucking messenger. Thank you. Go ahead, Brett. Sorry.
Yep. Nate mentions that he had said he was great on the ball. So positives.
No, he is good on the ball. He was a good player.
All right, here comes Timmy talking about all the Yanks on the squads.
Also last season, we see what he can do, and so all good.
Have you talked to Nathaniel at all? Yes.
All right, I completely butchered something here. All right, we're just gonna watch the whole thing here because I don't have.
It's really quiet.
Proper times. I can't make him louder. He doesn't have a microphone. Also, as you're listening to this, Derek, you'll notice that his English is quite a bit better.
Way better than it was.
So my guess is he's overheard our show where you talked about how your mom was like, I can barely understand his accent. He's got a crazy thick accent.
German accent.
Yeah.
Hanoverian. Yeah.
He's like, man, isn't that bad? Should I learn English? I need to learn English. Okay, fine.
He was really uncomfortable with his English back way in the day. Yeah.
He's not anymore. He's picked it up, man.
There's a pretty big American flavor in this training camp. Paxton, Nathaniel, Marvin. How have they been performing during this camp?
Oh, great. Paxton comes back with a very good attitude, positive. And,
Paxton's positive, great attitude.
He's a young kid, but he worked every day, very, very hard. He showed in the game today.
Hard-working Marvin.
Everything, he tried everything. So really proud of these guys. Nathaniel is injured at the moment, but also last season we see what he can do. And so.
Yeah, Nathaniel's injured, not, everything like that.
Yeah.
Marvin's young, hard worker, and Paxton came in with great energy, worked hard.
Yep. Hey, listen, we'll see what happens with Frankfurt this season. Lots of possibilities for evolution.
Yep. But I want to bring the next question. He's going to ask about Timmy working some deals with Nathaniel Brown. See what he has to say about that.
Yeah, the audio is horrible, Fumar.
It's rough. I know. Audio's all the way turned up.
Yeah, we can't go any higher.
This microphone sucks donkey dick.
Absolutely does suck donkey dick.
Have you talked to Nathaniel at all? He has dual nationality, German, American. He has a potential decision coming up at some point. If he keeps performing, have you talked to him about it at all?
Yeah, of course I would talk and I would try.
I will talk to him.
Good things because I really had a great time in the national team. So of course I will speak one day to him, but at the end it's his decision for which country will play. But I would tell all the good things about US.
So he had good times in the national team, and he's going to tell them all the good things.
All the great times he had. Flying to countries he didn't know existed and playing in games.
Guatemala.
And by the way, he hated flying.
Yeah.
Timmy Chandler hated flying, hates flying. So that was one of the things that he thought sucked about playing for the U.S. He had a fear of flying. So, yeah, good for him for playing the games he did, I guess, with that. Because I know, I don't have a fear of flying, but certainly at this point, I'm not flying anywhere anymore. I'm done.
Doug Douglas says, wait. Frankenstein works at Frankfurt?
He works at Frankfurt. He doesn't play for Frankfurt.
He gets like 13 minutes a season.
Yeah, that's my point. Exactly.
Hey, props, man. Props to Timmy. Make that money, man.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, I'm sure he'd love to be on the pitch, but again,
what is he, like money. 30, 35? No.
Yeah, somewhere along those lines. Yeah. He's making good money sitting on the bench, practicing, staying in shape, being part of the game. I would give a lot just to do that. For a USL side, fuck, I'll take the 20 to 30. I'll send to play for a USL side. Why not? Fuck it.
Yeah.
All right. It wouldn't be a silly season, Derek, if we didn't have a Weston McKinney going to Tottenham rumor, right? Well, we don't have that, Derek. We don't have that. We have other topics. We have other topics here. We have got to address.
McKinney has shown up for training in not so good condition. Can we? I don't know. That's about typical.
In fact, I mean, judging by his face, I mean, I'm looking also, here he's packing he's not packing a belly, but he's also not, ripping a 6-pack. But judging by his face, I would wager he's probably in decent preseason season.
We've seen worse. Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. So, of course, you get a bunch of people coming out saying, yeah, we hear this every season. No, he's not coming. He looks fat, blah, blah, blah. And then he shows up and he's like your best player. Not best player, but he's a pretty solid contributor. Put it that way.
Well, at least they didn't take his locker and his parking spot away this time.
Alvin Jones says, as a Juve fan, doesn't look that bad, honestly.
No, I don't think so. I think it's all right. It ain't like the really thin McKennie we saw 2 seasons ago during training, but he looks fine to me.
Could have been a bad photo because these photos look perfectly fine. Look at him.
Yep.
He's out there jogging. He's looking fine and happy. Look at that. He looks that's almost prime McKinney right there.
It's kind of a cheap shot to take the worst wind photo where the wind ripples the shirt to make it look like he's fat.
And you don't know. Maybe that first photo was the first practice of preseason, and then this one's like 2 weeks later. I mean, you're going to bound to lose a couple pounds just running on.
He looks pretty good.
Work early. He looks pretty good right there. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not.
I think that's kind of a cheap shot.
I think so. We've seen him way worse. Way worse. Yeah.
All right, I'll let you go with this one.
2 English clubs have made a move for Max Arson. I hope they realize he's a winger and not a left back. Because if they realize he's a winger, he'll do fine. Toulouse has responded by raising their offer to $2 million. That's not enough for Les Violets.
That's pretty on par. 2 million, 2.5 is on par for a left back out of MLS at this point.
No, he's not a left back. He's a left winger.
Derek, I'm just saying. He fits the criteria. I wouldn't say the narrative. I don't know what you want to say here. He plays out on the left. He's not going to be a winger, unfortunately. I'm sure he's going to be a wing back.
I mean, a lot of teams play 3 center backs in the back now. So as long as Toulouse is planning to do that, because that's what they do. That's why McKennie plays left center back there and has for a while.
Yeah.
That will set Max Arson free to do what he does at Columbus. So yes, it's a good move, but $2 million is too small.
During the Gold Cup, I've been told that we've been extremely harsh on Arfston.
No.
And during the Gold Cup, we were calling him Barfston.
Well, we were.
But then now we're sitting here eating our crow because he's getting a move to Europe.
No. We quoted other people who said that as a joke, but I don't think he's Barfston, and I think he's a left winger, and I think if a left wing back. And I think if he goes to Toulouse, I think he'll play really well. But I think he was worth more than $2 million. I think he's at least 4.
I think context is the key for the Barfston comment. Same thing with Bambi and Bambito.
Yes.
Context is the clue here. It's the key thing. I mean, Barfston. Whenever people are like, "Oh, it's Barfston against Barfston," it's because he's making a horrific pass, or he's flubbing the pass, or he's horrific on defense.
He's horrific on defense.
Now, that's not to say you can go back and say, well, here's a play where he was good. Because this is the problem you have anytime you make a definitive statement trying to describe something. Like, his 1v1 defense, not great. Oh, what about this play?
Yeah.
Well, okay, sure, you got one, buddy. What about the rest of the game? What about this play, this play, this play, this play? Well, he scored a goal in this one. I'm like, cool, let's push him up the field instead of keeping him back.
Right. You play him as a winger, you're going to be fine. He's a big body. He's very athletic. He's quite technical.
Yeah.
I think he'd do really good in France, but $2 million, 4 at least.
Jeremiah Cole says, what's wrong with jokes? Well, apparently a lot to some people. A lot of people.
Oh, people think that jokes means you're mocking a player, and that's really horrible. And yet we have people who post things like, oh, well, this player is a give up the ball machine, whatever he called him. This is the guy who mocks us or comes at us for making jokes, yet he just called a player a turnover machine. Well, isn't calling a player that you don't like a turnover machine also?
It's just, again, we're a little more vulgar with our statements. Here's the thing, and I use this as an example of time somebody brings up Bambi. I'm like, is there much of a difference between after watching Ajman fall down to the ground for the 8th time for us to say he's like Bambi on ice? Is there any difference between saying that or saying, man, he falls down a lot, he needs to learn how to stay up on his feet?
Well,
it's the exact same statement. We just say it a little more colorfully.
And as Jeremiah Cole says, turnover machine is a lot worse. It's not even clever. Yeah, if you want to call Johnny Cardoso a turnover machine, that seems like pretty offensive if you don't watch his club team. Maybe that's true on the U.S. men's national team. But I think metaphorically kidding around.
Matt turnover machine.
There you go.
There you go. That's how you do it, right?
People need to just fucking lighten up out there, man. I tell you what.
Yeah.
Lighten up. Unpucker the asshole a little bit. Enjoy life. All right.
When mentioning the whole toxic topic, and it's like, hey, I mean, this is clearly not your first time around sports. Well, I just want our fandom to not be the same crap that comes around all the other sports fandoms. I'm like, well, that seems pretty pretentious of you, quite frankly.
It will be what it will be, and you need to let it be and just exist. Yeah. All right, because it's going to be what it's going to be. And there's nothing wrong with holding players, coaches accountable. All right. Yeah. For the 286 of you here, make sure that you like, subscribe, share with your grandma. All that helps. I know it's been slow, not a lot going on in soccer, but we're covering whatever is going on. That's what we're doing here.
And last thing I'll say on the whole thing, really quite frankly, is that using the Bambi on ice reference, it's easier for us to say, oh, Bambi did it again, than have to constantly say, he needs to stay on his feet. 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 I mean, it's an analogy. It's a metaphor, whatever you want to say it is.
Yeah.
And it perfectly describes a scenario. And that's not to say that all times he's on the ground means that he wasn't fouled or pushed over, but he needs to learn to play a little more physical and stay up on his feet.
And we also said, or at least I did, that I think he'll do okay at Derby.
Yeah. I said it today. I hope he finds success and kills it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is the thing, because I don't know if I have the quote pulled up. I mean, actually, I do. I'm not going to even spill into this. Let's move on to the next transfer news here.
All right. Brian Reynolds to Bundesliga with Hoffenheim. Possibly. Well, I mean, we'll see. We've been hearing about Brian Reynolds now for a while. I don't know why Hoffenheim are that interested, frankly. I watched a handful of games and kept track of whatever Reynolds was doing at Westerlo all season. Pete, Westerlo. Westerlo, Pete.
I'm kind of surprised that they're interested in taking another chance. I mean, I know they had a good thing with Richards, but then they had a not so good thing with Brooks. So, I mean, it's like a hot and cold for American backs or defensive players.
It's not like he killed it at Westerlo last season. He did not kill it. He did not score goals and give a bunch of assists. He did not do well on attack. He was fine on defense, though. So maybe that's it.
Forgot about Che, too.
Justin Che.
Talk about one of those players that everybody hyped up and then it really just fizzled out. I mean, there people were talking about him playing for Bayern at some point.
Let me just put it this way.
He needs to go back to Bayern. He's going to play for Bayern.
Yeah, he's not going to. Let me put it this way. You play at Westerlo in Belgium. Out of the teams, half the teams in the league, you should look spectacular against. Absolutely spectacular. Brian Reynolds did not look spectacular for Westerlo this season. Yao had some moments.
Last season, I mean. Yeah.
Last season. Yao had some moments, but again, he did not blow anybody's dick off either. So
isn't Yao on his way to championship? Or is that just rumor?
Rumor.
Okay.
We'll see.
Fair enough.
Yep. He is a big boy, Fumar. That is true. But you're playing in Belgium. That's compared to MLS, it's just not really that big of a difference. You should be doing better than Brian Reynolds did and Westerlo did last season.
I mean, and here's the argument. I mean, Tolkien went from standing out in MLS to being Holstein's one of their better players.
When he played, yeah.
When he played, yeah, not injured. BMR mentions that Belgium League started last weekend, and he was kind of meh in their 5-2 loss.
Well, BMR's right. He's been pretty meh for a long time. I'm sorry. You go to Westerlo, you're playing in Belgium. Pretty, not much different than playing in MLS. And in fact, some regards, the bottom of the Belgium League is total junkassery. And you're not like a star in the Belgium League? You're not a star? So good luck with Hoffenheim. Good luck.
Yeah.
If that happens, then I'm not buying it. So
And he says, I only like Belgium waffle. The league, meh.
Fossey was better than Reynolds last season. Absolutely, he was. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. American Ultra Star.
All right.
Absolutely.
So here's Fabrizio Romano talking about Gio Reyna.
Okay.
Sweet Gio Reyna.
Can you hear that?
Is Palmer Reyna's best option right now, Fab?
It's a concrete option, yes, probably the most concrete at the moment. There are also other clubs calling, but Parma are very concrete. They already discussed with Borussia Dortmund over 6 million euros package for Reyna. I'm told the player is quite open to the move too. At Parma now there is a very young coach, is Carlos Cuesta, who was the right hand of Mikel Arteta at Arsenal, and he loves to have this sort of quality player.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
He talks a lot of the same stuff that's been out in the Twitter sphere for about 3 weeks now. Hey, it's a concrete move. They're interested, but Dortmund's holding back for some more money. You know, Parma's pushing back with a little increase. But I think the most important part there was just talking about how with the new manager and the style of play that you've seen undertake at Arsenal, and Gio in that type of play, as long as he played, would fit nicely in that type of play. But we'll see what happens, I guess.
It's really up to Dortmund. Yeah. They're holding all the cards right now, and if they don't like 6 mil and they're stuck on their 10 to 12.
I thought I saw somewhere Parma's bumped it up to 8. But I don't know. Maybe it was 8. Maybe it was 8 million American, €6. Maybe that's what it was. That could have been lost in translation type of thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know how stubborn Dortmund are going to be. So we'll see. This is really, yeah.
Sorry, Larry's cracking me up here. He goes, Larry is so fucking white. Larry's black son is white.
Oh, Larry, you're a
You killing me.
classic. You're a classic. All right.
All right. Sticking with the whole Dortmund theme here. Let's talk about Cole Campbell.
Same problem.
Yeah. So, but American Ultras talks about how Nico's being transparent with Cole Campbell's situation. Dortmund fans aren't too happy about it, and I don't blame them. I guess the fans look at Cole Campbell and say, well, he could be a very potential prospect, I guess, but doesn't get playing time. I don't know.
So Kovac has advised him to move.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, go below that. That's U.S. men's prospects. The impending departure of Cole Campbell was preceded by a clear conversation with Niko Kovac. He said to advise Campbell to move to another club. Kovac made it clear that Campbell is actually far too strong for the Regional Liga. the 2 team.
Hey, so it benefited me to read this, yeah.
But he currently cannot offer him a realistic chance of regular appearances. So, yeah, get the fuck out. Now, that goes back to the earlier coverage we did that said Dortmund's willing to loan him. They don't really want to sell him. They like to loan him out and have him come back.
Yeah.
That's their preference. But
or they would, according to BVB News blog, they would absolutely trade him for €7 million.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. I'm really just questioning Dortmund right now in general and their business operations and how they're working all this, because it sounds like they're extra greedy based on their past successful development of young players where they could be greedy. I think they've forgotten that they fucked Reina in the ass, and Cole Campbell's been fucked in the ass too. So they're asking for so much more money they could possibly ever hope to get. So we'll see.
So we have our good friend at BVB News blog.
Don't call him our good friend. Don't call him our good friend. This guy's wrong so much. I mean, even a squirrel, blind squirrel finds a nut occasionally. Anyhow, the transfer of Cole Campbell to Stuttgart is uncertain. Lars Ricken and Sebastian Kell recently considered whether it would even make sense to sell the winger, as a replacement would cost at least 20 million euros. Really? That's a massive exaggeration. What a massive exaggeration that tweet is. What a joke. And then Kobel, Benzabani, Bani, Reina, Gerasi, Cole Campbell, left out of today's squad as part of load management. Load management, Mike.
Load management. Yeah, I saw that. What the fuck is that?
What a bunch of bullshit. Like,
we got to manage the amount of load of their playing time this year. So, you mean the 4 or 5 guys that are literally negotiating transfers?
All these guys?
Load management. Here's what Bruce Dortmund said, because it's in the BVB News blog at least. This is still a.
This is official.
This is not Dortmund.
Oh, okay.
It's a blue check mark, right? Do they have a blue check mark, or wouldn't they have like a gold?
No, that's Borussia Dortmund. Okay. They got to be real.
Oh, yep, 2 point. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're real. So yeah, I guess here's what Dortmund should say. Hey, we left them off the roster today for the game because they're negotiating transfers, and we don't want them to get fucking injured.
Correct. Bing, bing, bing. Yes, that's the real answer.
Oh Lord, we need to sell these guys. Don't get them injured.
Mm-hmm. Load management. What a bunch of shit.
They probably once they get the transfer fee, there's gonna be a management of their loads. I guess I don't know. Oh, that works out. I had to work that in somehow.
Boom, loads. All right.
Let's talk about Josh Sargent's moves. Our good friend Brian Schroeder.
Yes,
I can say that this time. He had mentioned in his article how at this point with his bail on Wolfsburg, that his only options really are going to be a move within England somewhere, whether it's Premiership or top Championship, or staying at Norwich. But he failed to mention a team that's actively seeking him out. Apparently, Flamingo's keeping an eye on him.
Please.
No, look. Right here. See that?
No.
That's Mr. Josh Sargent.
No. They can't afford him. Simple as that, Brett. You think Flamengo are going to pay $21 million? No, Flamengo are a selling team. They don't go out and buy players for $20 million. They sell players for $20 million. They don't buy players for $20 million.
I'm looking at this photo, and I feel like this has to be kind of like AI. And here's why I'm thinking this. Why would they take this photo? What is it possibly showing?
It's jackassery. It's what this is.
I feel like this is AI, and we're all
Yes.
getting spoofed here.
Absolutely. Believe me, if Flamengo were even possible, I would have heard about it. And here's the last comment I got from my boy in the back seat. I haven't heard anything. That was on Tuesday. Okay? And we had a better conversation than that. But yeah, I haven't heard anything. He's staying at Norwich.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think anybody's going to pony up the cash within England at this point.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I feel like they probably all, I mean, the teams that were interested probably have all moved on to this and scouting new players.
I mean, if a move to Leeds is still a move, your baby, your 3-year-old, has to change schools.
Yeah.
Your pregnant wife, still going to have to get up and move. Staying at Norwich.
Yeah.
End of story, guys. Sorry.
Well, I mean,
I wish I could get better news for you, but right now that's really what it looks like.
Well, why would he bother moving to a better championship side at this point? Because that's one thing Brian mentioned, is a potential promotion-based championship side. Just do another solid season at Norwich, mid-table again, but also bank, 14 to 18 goals, depending if you can stay healthy, and then just wait for the next transfer season at this point, since you've already made your move.
Well, Leeds and Burnley are going to play in the Premier League. Those are the only two options at this other options.
Yeah.
And when you tell Wolfsburg, which would have been the best move of his career, and yes, Josh Sargent knows that, and you tell them, I really don't want to move right now. My wife's pregnant. I got a 3-year-old. I don't want to move. Well, you're not going to want to move 4 hours north to Leeds or Burnley. Both are 4 hours north. That's a move too. That's different schools for your 3-year-old or different whatever environment. And then you got a pregnant wife. You're not leaving. You're just staying still right now till the wife gives birth. Maybe after she gives birth, they can start talking again. But second child coming on the way, don't think he's going anywhere. He's staying in Norwich.
Agreed.
Yep.
Hold on, I gotta see what the wife just said there. She's okay. Good thing I pre-read that.
Yeah, don't read it out loud.
Basically, got a if you say this on the show, I'll kill you.
So, point being, I am not, based on the information that I am getting right now, it's all quiet on the Western Front, folks, which means I think the family decision means that he's not going, not just to Wolfsburg, but anywhere. He'd rather play another season at Norwich and try to help them get promoted, even if that means he doesn't make the World Cup team. But you stay at Norwich, you score 26 goals because you stayed healthy for the whole season, and you're the top championship goal scorer. Maybe
one more year off your contract, which gives other teams more negotiating power, because right now he's there through 2028.
Well, a lot of Norwich fans writing me private messages saying, please tell me he's staying.
Yeah.
Please tell me he's staying.
Let me know.
So, all right. American Ultras Talk. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Enjoyed being on your show. I'm glad Sargent has already played in a World Cup, because it's never happening again. I wouldn't say that. Poach is gone soon. After this 2026 World Cup, he's leaving. So it'll just depend on who's hired and what that new hire values. If it is, and it won't be, but it should be, BJ. Here's a guy who really understands the American player and really also is a good coach. A lot better than any of us ever thought he would be when he took over for the U.S. men's national team and what he's doing in MLS.
Yeah.
You don't really need to go out and get, this big, massive manager. You need a guy that understands the group, understands how to put them together. And if that happens, Sargent's back on. But do I really think they're going to hire BJ Callahan? I don't know. But, if Poach is a complete failure and this World Cup ends poorly, I think there will be a lot of people who absolutely you'll say, hey, give us a domestic coach again. And one guy has a really good record of working with these players. And it's either Hudson, but I think BJ did a better job.
I don't know where Hudson's at this point.
I think BJ's better pick.
Yeah.
Now, whether
probably enough with the lesser of resumes, but yeah, 100%.
I think BJ's probably a lot of people, whether you're an MLS fan or even just a US men's, you're a Euro snob, as they say. I think a lot of people be fine with that.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it'd be pretty universal.
Bmar wants to know what makes us think that Sargent will stay healthy for a whole season. We don't.
We have no clue if he will.
No, we have no history of that occurring except for maybe his Bremen years and his maybe his first year in Norwich.
Yep.
But since he janked his ankle, man, he hasn't had a full season yet. So
and he played the whole season injured. They were shooting him up. He barely practiced. He just played games for Norwich all season. Barely practiced. He came out with a comment in the Norwich press about a week ago saying that. I don't practice. I just play games. I barely practice because of my.
Seems to be working for him, though.
Yep. Marseille's provide exactly the same proposal as Nottingham Forest to Juventus for Tim Weah. I don't think this is going to happen. Alone with an obligation to buy for 14 mil. Weah's camp does not understand why Damian Kamoli, who's a total cocksucker, accepts Forest's offer but refuses OM's offer because he's a dick and they're holding him hostage. That's why. This is pure, angst. It's pure, I'm going to fuck you up for canceling that Nottingham Forest deal. I'm holding that against you. I got a grudge, and I'm going to hold it. That's what's going on.
But I mean, it's the weird thing, though, is that if Marseille offers the exact same thing, then Juve still come out with the deal that they were going to take.
No, they're mad that his agent and they turned down the Nottingham Forest deal. Even if it's the same deal, basically, they're kind of saying to him, yeah, well, you turned that down? Well, fuck you.
Somebody mentioned that Juve doesn't want to take on Weah at Marseille in the Champions League.
No, they'd rather have the deal they had previously put together and that he turned down for his own personal reasons, and that pissed them the fuck off because they thought they made a really good deal with Nottingham Forest, and they're going to make them squirm for a while. That's what they're doing. This is I can't remember what I watched. Somebody else came out and talked about this and said, yeah, that's somebody who knows shit, and said, this is all about making the agent and the player pay for saying no. And, Juve has been very childish in their dealings with players recently. Very childish. So, Julian Vivas for $4.99.
Hang on, real quick. Calvin says they wanted the deal done before June 30th for balancing the books.
Correct. That is a good point. Thank you. So it was about that as well. And they felt like the agent and Weah betrayed them because they had this deal set and done in stone. And then the agent and Weah came back and said, nah, we don't want it. Fuck off. And they said, oh, you telling us to fuck off? I'll show you fuck off. All the other deals that come in, we're going to make them a living fucking hell for you. We're going to make you sit and spin on a big-ass dildo for a good while. Juve can be really, really small about these kind of things. So, Julian Diaz, 499. Bold prediction: Brown won't be good enough for Germany. Also, USSF has been in contact with Henri Chase. That's a prediction for sure. I would agree with the first part, but I do think it's a 50-50 shot. I think there's a 50% chance Brown will be good enough for Germany, and I think there's a 50% shot he won't. But they might cap him anyhow before we get a chance. Like, as they call it in other places, a predatory cap.
I don't know if that's necessarily a German thing, quite frankly. I mean, usually
No.
they have 3 or 4 guys in the wings waiting, and if one of them happens to say, I'm going to go play for Lithuania, they're like, well, good luck to you.
Yeah, let's be really fair to the Germans. They don't do predatory caps.
Yeah.
So either he's going to be good enough or he's not. They're not going to predatorily cap him. It could happen, but I doubt it. And I agree, there's a probably 50 to 60% chance that he never really gets called up for the big boy team, German team, and he's got no choice but to play for us. Also, he predicts that we've been in contact with Henri Chase. There's no proof of that whatsoever, but
well, I mean, outside of potential rumors, I mean, somebody had posted a picture of like 4 different dual nats in the Brown conversation, and they're different dual nats. So like Henri Chase, I think No Kai was there. There's some other people, and basically said they've already reached out to Brown, but have they reached out to any of these guys? And Edgar came out and said at least one.
Well, it doesn't help much, but we love Edgar. But
it doesn't, and I don't know what players were involved there. Like I said, I know Henri Chase was there, but I wasn't sure of the other 2 or 3 that were included. And it's possible if like one of them is No Kai Banks, and of course we've been in contact with No Kai Banks. That's
listen. If Edgar says it, he probably has something. But we don't know what the nature of it was, and we don't know,
or the 25% chance of guessing correctly,
or the timeline.
Yeah.
So, we love Edgar here. He's a friend of the show. At least Twitter-wise, he's a friend of mine. And,
so Julian apparently says that Edgar has mentioned on X that the U.S. has been in contact with Henri.
We don't know what that means, though. What does that mean? They called him a year and a half ago before he got injured and said, hey, keep it up. Keep up the good work. We got an eye on you. And if they did do that, great. So I'm not discarding what Edgar said. I just don't know how important it is. And by the way, let's be really frank about Henri Chase. He got injured last season. This was after he lost the starting role. After another player who was injured came back, and he never played again. And now he's off. Now he's off to Austria. The best team in Austria, yes. Let's see how he does. Like, I need to be reinvested in him in some small manner, because right now I'm not sure who he is right now. Let's see how he comes back from this injury. Pretty serious one too. New number 9. Boy, we got to finish this fucking show, dude.
Yeah, no.
All right, new number 9. He bags a brace. That's Pepe. He's ready. He's hot. He's ready to go for the season. All I got there.
Yeah, he's ready to roll. Obviously, I'm not going to play the clip of this goal, his first goal, I think it was. But I wanted to highlight something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about players, and we've had arguments in the past where like, hey, this player should get called up. Well, look at his assist and his goals, or like in Sargent's case, like, oh, he hasn't scored in 5 years. I mean, that's a big thing, of course, if you're looking at goals and stuff like that. But a lot of stuff doesn't make the score sheet, doesn't make the foot mob scores. I mean, it's not there. And I bring this up because Esmir, who could have played for the United States, but it's not, receives this ball with a gorgeous touch.
Sliver. Bam!
Dunk.
Look at that shit.
And he brings it down, cuts it back, and then plays it across who then also plays it across and plays it. I mean, he's not going to be on a score sheet for an assist, but Pepe's goal is a result because of this play right here. And that's my argument when people are like, well, this person hasn't done this or this person hasn't done that. Well, okay, that's fair, but you're not looking at the whole game as a picture. You're looking at a microscope to one stat or two stats. And some of the stuff doesn't show up on stats.
Yeah, we always said this guy was going to be a really good player.
That was a shame, but
yep, what a loss.
It is what it is.
Yep, what a loss.
Yep.
But hey, it's not like we didn't pick him for the Olympic team. We did.
Yeah.
It's not like
we were shocked when he wasn't.
We were all up this guy's asshole, and he just didn't like the feel of it. So he moved on to another penetrator. All right.
Yunus Musa with the goal.
Well, good for him.
Were they already up 8-0?
Who are they playing?
Don't know.
Who could that be?
So he's gonna have it in the chat before I even pull it up.
Perugio? Who would that be? It's probably a much lower team, be my guess. So anyhow, good for him.
Paragonia. It's Perth. Okay, it's Perth.
Perth, Australia. Well, good. Okay, I'm glad he scored against Perth. Great. So they're an Australian.
Well, I wouldn't have put it past him, man. He has a knack of either hitting the post or nothing at all.
Okay, good. Perth glory. Woo. All right.
Now, who was it that said like Musa ripped the post and he's like, oh yeah, that's gotta be his like first time ever hitting the post. I'm like, his first time? What are you talking about? That's all he does. He hits the post or he misses.
Colin says 9-0.
Well, yeah, it was 8-0 and he scored his goal, so made it 9-0 in the end, right?
Musa had a baby?
Yeah, that was the personal reason. I mean, people were talking about that during the Gold Cup. The personal reason why he bailed on the Gold Cup was because he just had a baby.
God, I didn't know he could do that as a male.
We're in very progressive times these days, Derek. Men can do anything that women can do, right? Isn't that? No, it's vice versa. Sorry.
He gave birth out of his asshole. Amazing. All right.
It's better than the alternative, right?
Out of your ball sack? Yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah. Rip. Oh.
All right.
No, they're saying he didn't even have a baby. He got married.
I had no idea. None.
Something, I don't know.
There's one guy that nobody has a contact with. Musa. I don't know anybody who has a personal contact with Musa. He's a quiet guy. All right, Jermaine Jones. We're not doing all this, dude. I'll just sum it up. I'm not fucking doing this. So Jermaine Jones basically came out and said,
"Whoa, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
We're not doing this. U.S. soccer, go fuck itself."
All right, nope. You're jumping the gun here. You're jumping the gun. This is the intro to that, Derek. We're not even quite to the video.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
This is MLS and how corrupt they are.
All right, blind draw.
For fuck's sake, all you want. When he came to the league, 2014, he was added to a blind draw. And New England and Chicago were the people who were up for him, and he wanted to go to Chicago, but he knew, Chicago knew, New England knew, the fans knew that he was going to New England because that's who had his rights at that point, and MLS wanted to make it look like they're giving all the teams a shot. So yeah, he's been on a tear saying some things about the U.S. system as a whole.
Yep, got nothing
all right.
for me. I mean,
now you can talk about this.
So basically, he came on and said, "I tried. I work with U.S. Soccer. I got my licenses, but in the end," he says, "politics fucked it all." Like, essentially, a lot of these ex-players, Conrad included, Davies, Neola, have all said the same thing. U.S. soccer is all politics. It's all about who you know. And that's what Jermaine Jones said on the show. And you can play the very last clip of this, but...
Do you know the timestamp on it? I know you sent it to me, but...
No, I don't know it off
all right, one second. Let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah. Basically saying, I did everything they asked, including kowtowing and not saying a single negative thing about you for 3 years. And yet still, you talk to me about, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe we'll work you as a youth coach. No, nope. And you know where he is now? Germany.
Yep.
He flew back to Germany with his 2 sons. He lives in Germany. And as soon as he set his ass down in Germany, the Federation called him and said, hey, we want you on board right now, just as a consultant. We're going to pay you this amount of money. And immediately had a job. Not our federation. We don't hire our ex-players to have any influence whatsoever. I give Klinsmann credit because he did bring former players on to his team to help him understand the layout and to infuse positivity from our successful runs. That's why, you had Tony Miola as a consultant. You had Casey Keller for a while, who was on Klinsmann. You had former Tab Ramos. You had former guys as assistant coaches on that team or consultants on that team. Well, Poach has nobody. And all of these guys think that's bullshit. And I agree with them absolutely 100%. You got to have an American guy, a former American star, at least consulting the team or being a face on the team.
Yeah.
Somebody who played at a World Cup and knows what it's all about and can tell the stories and can infuse that sort of boldness to the team. We're not getting jack of that. But I'll let Jermaine speak for himself, even if Colin hates him.
Take the 2014 World Cup in the team and you take now the team, I make no doubt about it. We beat them. Just not because of the talent, because of we had to prove it so much more in Europe to become like leaders in what we do, where now I look at them, it's all about other stuff. It's about bling bling. It's about the lifestyles. It's about the, and I think that's the issue what Pochettino has to deal with now. And I even don't think that he had that before because he was in clubs, they're huge. And now he has this group of talent, but they all go left and right, and so he has to figure this out.
I think what he's saying is probably true. I do think that 2014 team beats what we got right now.
Yeah, because they bust their ass on the pitch. 100%.
Bust their ass, and what he's saying is, back then, people were still laughing at us, American players. So we had to go out there like Dempsey did and bust our fucking balls to make a point. He's saying that's what's missing right now. That's the chip. We always talk about the chip, right? That's the chip. That's the chip that's missing. All right.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad we covered that. I summed it up, but goddamn, we're almost 2.5 fucking hours in this show.
Yep. I mean, we covered a lot of the upcoming conversation, but I figure we'll just go through it again, go through some of it, and we'll go through it pretty quickly at some parts. But real quick, Layer for $2 says JJ took Michael Bradley's V card in the showers. Yeah. Sorry to hear that, Bradley.
Who's to say Bradley didn't like it?
That's
all right.
Fair enough. Alex is reporting that there was in fact contact made by US Soccer with Nathaniel Brown, and his statement is no different than the previous statement, as basically born and
same statement.
Germany, and I've already played with U21, so I'm gonna keep playing for them right now.
The only difference between now and November,
yeah,
is that somewhere between November and now, he's been contacted. Oh, good. Really good. Great. He's been contacted. Yeah. That's a step. Brett and I have not been criticizing anybody but the national fucking mainstream media
right, yeah, there you go.
For not fucking asking the question. The fact that we had to... So in November, we found out that he'd not been contacted ever by U.S. Soccer. from a local Frankfurt interview. And then we had to wait until now for another local Frankfurt interview.
Jumping back to the November interview, maybe at that point, we're sitting there going, why hasn't U.S. Soccer coach reached out to him at this point? I mean, he's at this point with Frankfurt, he's played a handful of games, 90 minutes and everything.
No, he was already a starter.
No, I think I looked at it. And I think at that point in November, he had like 5 starts at that point. I don't think he started at the beginning of the season.
No, he didn't, but he was already a starter and a locked-in starter from there on out.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Rest of the season.
So at that point, maybe then we criticized and said, hey, how come we haven't reached out to him yet? He's a dual nat. You know, you don't have to necessarily beg, because I know those coaches big them not going to beg.
Just call him.
Play for us. Just call him and say, hey, we're keeping tabs on you. We like what you're doing. We'd like to bring you in at some point, maybe if you're up for it. But keep up the good work.
Yes.
You know, but I think that was the only time we criticized them, because after that, to your point, we've been criticizing the media, saying, hey, why isn't anybody talking about this up there?
Ask.
Maybe U.S. Soccer reached out and said, hey, we did talk to him, and he said he's not interested, and maybe that's why the media is not asking them. But somebody would have ran that story. Somebody would have said, hey, they've already talked to him. They said no.
Yes. Nobody did, and we had to wait for Frankfurt, another local Frankfurt interview, to get the answer. Yeah. And so, yes, we don't know exactly between November and now when that conversation, phone call, whatever it was, contact happened, and we don't even know what it was. It was an assistant coach, some pud whacker at U.S. Soccer in the basement. We don't know who it was, and we don't know what the conversation and the framing of it was. I would imagine it might have been for Gold Cup, but if you're 21 or under 21, if you're a young man, you're in no rush to make that decision if you're Nathaniel Brown. And there's no reason he needs to rush to make that decision and get capped like Damian Downs did during the Gold Cup. He's in no rush. So, you know, as far as he's concerned, I don't need to make a decision yet. And that's totally fine. It's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
But at least we know now. Before we didn't know.
Yeah.
And before no one would ask a question. So there's that.
Sorry, I had to rearrange some of these things here real quick. I think I started too long at this. So some of you guys may have seen Common Sense out there on the Twitter sphere posting. I don't know who he is. I don't really care who he is. I mean, I know a little bit about him, but that doesn't make any difference. His opinions are his opinions, and he's right to have. I don't care. We can sit there and have an argument or a debate about it. But his stance was basically everybody made the Nathaniel thing out to be a mountain out of a molehill, especially when you didn't have the information. And I'm like, sure, there are people that were sitting there, they recruit Nathaniel Brown, you know, that type of stuff, and saying Poach is incompetent because he's not reaching out to Nathaniel Brown. Our stance has always been, we've always blamed the media for not asking the questions because we didn't have the answer. We couldn't blame Poach. We couldn't blame U.S. Soccer because we don't know if they've reached out to him since that interview. For 8 months.
Yep.
I'm gonna let you read this stuff through because my eyes starting to.
Oh yeah, well, the current U.S. men's national team podcast social media scene has emerged as a sewer filled with dipshits that can barely kick a ball. Who fucking cares if they can kick a ball or not? Some of us are fucking 53, you fucking moron. Yelling, we used to be able to kick balls. I can tell you that, you fuckface. Yelling, insert MLS player here, sucks. Blaming everything on insert manager here, or USSF nepotism. Well, I think any criticism of Greg was absolutely fair, and plenty of the criticism of Poach been totally fair. And USSF nepotism, we're not the ones talking about it. Fucking Jermaine Jones, Jimmy Conrad, everybody on that show, Miola, all talking about U.S. soccer nepotism. Every one of them. Are they all making it up? They're just imagining it. They're just imagining it. It's all about politics and who you know, whether you get a call or not. The Ajimon social shitstorm was on you guys. It wasn't on us. We didn't do that. We didn't do it.
Of course it was.
Well,
we called him Bambi and a baby giraffe. Of course, the shitstorm was on us.
Well, that's an incorrect way to view it.
Yeah.
We were also the first people on here saying, do not go to his page and call him names. So,
well, yeah, and that's I was going to skip this point until that point, but then you brought it up. It makes sense. So he does go on to talk about, yeah, it'll be great. It'll be because you had said, hey, this sounds like a great show or topic for our show. He said, yeah, it'll be a great one for all 1,000 of your listeners. What a footprint and following you've developed.
3.88, you dumbass.
Well, and not only that, but we've never made this out to be a job. I mean,
no, it's not our job.
It'd be great if you could retire and just run this and just be our overall income. That'd be great.
Yeah.
But I know we look at this and we're going to do our thing. And again, our style of commentary, analysis, and just jovial podcasting, isn't everybody's cup of tea. We're not gonna be up there in the tens of thousands immediately.
No,
we're gonna slowly but surely work our way up, but
we're a niche. But as are all soccer shows. I mean, yes, does
niche markets there,
does TACT have 50K? Yeah.
Something like that.
Something around there. But I'm on a general show. You're not gonna get like over 6,000 people, maybe 7, 8 watching a live show. If you wanted to
retire, you'd have to dial it up by 50%, probably like 150%.
Oh no, we would have to totally suck it up. We would have to be very uncritical, clean cut.
No more live streams for the most part.
No more swearing. Yeah. Like we believe me, guys. We know what we would need to do to make this show, absolutely YouTube perfect. But we're not going to do it. Our show is based on the fact of two guys drinking and talking soccer. So that's what we're going to stick to. And if no more than 4,000 people ever subscribe, fuck it. I don't really give a shit. We're not changing the show.
Yeah, no, nothing's going to change here. But it continues.
This idiot says, I've never listened to your shit.
Yeah.
That's always awesome when people are like, well, I've never really watched a show, but fuck off anyhow. What a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But I just watched 30 seconds. What a fucking idiot of your Agumon video. And my God, you're uglier, less insightful, and less charismatic than I thought. What a fucking twat. You are the most fucking totally uncharismatic personality on Twitter. I can only imagine what you'd be like live as the pussy willow that you are on actual fucking YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
And Derek is absolutely insightful and charismatic.
Well, I'm charismatic, but I am ugly.
That's what I was saying, Derek. I left off ugly. No, but I mean, the irony, the funny thing here is he says, I just watched 30 seconds of your Ajimon video. You mean the video where Derek actually created to say, hey, if you guys want to criticize, poke fun, call names, praise, whatever, you want to do that on your own timeline, that's fine. Don't go seeking these players out. Don't go saying it on their walls and their feeds.
Don't go harassing
blogs
them.
Or whatever. Don't go harassing them. Just say it on your own timeline and let it be. It's hysterical that he's bringing that video up. I know that's our last actual video, not our live streams. We've had plenty of live streams prior to that where he could go back and watch any commentary we had on Ajimon throughout the Gold Cup and previous windows to that fact. But he brings the one video where you actually made a case defending him against harassment.
Well, that's because this guy, whose name is Common Sense, has very little of it. If you're going to go criticize people, you got to watch more than 30 seconds, number one. Two, it's not like we're not public people. You can go research us real quick before you decide to stick your dick out and put it in a razor butt. I mean, I don't understand if I'm going to go after somebody, really go after them on Twitter, I will research them and make sure I truly understand their point of view. If it's I have questions, like I'm not really sure. Like, okay, well, they were critical about that. Are they routinely critical about something? I'm gonna have to go look first. But if they make an outright stupid statement, then fine. I can just trash the particular premise of the comment. But if I don't know, I got to go look. And I don't think either of us tweet anything that makes it clear that we are anti-MLS, anti-fucking anything, really. We're just critical of individual things and organizations, not 100%, but we're critical of them when they need to be criticized. That doesn't mean we don't have an MLS team and we don't watch MLS. It doesn't mean that, Greg didn't do some good things in the recruiting. We just didn't like the way he set up and played. Doesn't mean that Poach is 100% a piece of shit. We certainly disagree with some of the things he's done too. But it's not like 100% like we're all out. Like we have Poach out or Berhalter out. We never did any of that. We didn't do any of that. So, sewer, I don't see a sewer. I see guys like the Ultras, and I think Pete and Tact and Adam and MLS Moves, I think we're all out there trying to find the positive. It's difficult sometimes to find a lot of positive. And sometimes what all you're seeing is the negative. But I've been on MLS Moves show. He's not 100% negative guy. He was the guy saying Reyna should go to LA on a loan a year ago or whatever, 6 months ago. And I came on as a show and said, I don't think that's really, I think there are other options. So I don't see this as like, and people get so black and white about this shit. There is so much gray in all of this, so much gray to be discussed and debated. Like, that's where we should be. All of us should be living in the gray. We shouldn't all be on one side or all be on the others. We should be in the middle having a discussion in the gray zone.
And how many, if you take other sports in consideration, how many commentating shows or podcasts really go into depth as far as analysis is concerned? There may be some out there that really go through the game and break it down and everything like that. And that's one thing he talks about is like, you guys don't have any deep analysis breakdowns. I'm like, oh, we break down the game, but yeah, we may not necessarily go super duper deep.
No, we do sometimes.
But sometimes, yeah. But I'm saying as a whole, but we gear our commentary just like any other sports commentary out there.
I mean, when we're watching the game live, we're always breaking down the formations and how the ball's moving and who's moving into what space and when. And if that's not technical, I don't know what is. No, I mean, could we do a board show a day later with all the moving pieces and show you all? I guess we could.
We could take every single play throughout the match and Weston should have probably taken that ball at the outside of his foot over to the right instead of trying to cut it back to the left.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But no, it's. I mean, if you watch any of that stuff, seriously, they're just like they may have like a minute long segment where they break something down, but even that the whole game or a specific portion of the match, but it's not super deep. They just talk about the match like any other show out there. So I don't know what he's really getting on about that.
Yeah, one of the best guys out there who does it the same night, which I find insane because usually it would take me a day to break down and do a show like that, is the Yanks Abroad guy. He does a really good job the night of. And he brings out the board and he moves the pieces around.
Pete's been doing that too on some of his videos.
Some of them, but a day after usually.
Yeah.
A day after. It's really hard to do the night of. So this guy's really got it going on. And he's good, which is why I endorsed his show and put up clips of his show, because a couple hours after the game's over, he's got his whiteboard out and he's moving the pieces, and he's right. He's really good at that. But we break it down live on the game, I think, pretty well about what's going on, who's moving up the field, who's not, who's been pulled back, who's been told to stay, who's been allowed to get freedom, who's been pulled from, right midfield all the way back to right back to cover some space so-and-so can run. I mean, we do all that live on the show. If you don't appreciate it, I guess that's fine. But don't tell us we don't know, or technically, we don't know soccer. I know fucking soccer, backwards and forwards. I'm not perfect. I get shit wrong. All of us do. But I know the game. I've been watching it for a long time. About 40 years.
Well, there's hold on real quick before I even get into that. Brewer Pierce here says, if y'all see this, I'm a big fan, by the way.
Thank you, Brewer. We appreciate it.
So this takes us into this segment right here, because you said, you've followed the game, you understand the game. There's a difference between, because he does talk about the people who really should be who should be commentating on the game at this point. The unfortunate reality is most of the toxic. Well, let me rephrase this. He doesn't say that. He says, unfortunately, the reality is most of the toxic U.S. men's national team fan base that hates MLS fit into at least one of the following three categories. You've never played any serious level.
Oh my God! You cannot say that. You cannot say that. Who gives a fuck? Okay, so if you played Division III soccer, which you could have very much done, Brett.
I got scouted by a couple of D3 colleges. I chose to go to IU instead and not play.
You were an award-winning high school player, one of the top scorers in Indiana, the whole state, one of the top scorers. Okay, I went to a
state 2 years, and I was all state 1 year.
I went to a fucking state final. Playing for Fort Knox, and I was a fucking starter, and I played fucking 90 minutes, so fuck off there. All right, I'm sorry that I lived in an era where colleges didn't recruit high school players at all, because if they did, I probably would have played college soccer. But, I'm sorry, I'm really old, and that didn't happen back then.
Larry wants to know why I didn't pay $50K to play a Division III. and Colin, I do know it's a one of three categories here. We're just kind of breaking down each one, and then we'll talk about the overall arching thing as far as where Derek falls into it, where I fall to it.
I'm much older than Brett. I'm about 13 years older. That wasn't happening. Okay, the best player on our team, Chad McGowan, ended up playing at Shippensburg College, and he wasn't even recruited. And he was the number one goal scorer in our state. He wasn't even recruited in playing Shippensburg in Pennsylvania. And that's not because they recruited him. His dad got stationed in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. So he just went to Shippensburg, tried out for the team, became a starter, and scored a bunch of goals for Shippensburg. Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. The times were different. Okay? So, like this whole D3 college thing, what a fucking joke comment that is.
Spider's Latin making a pass on you.
Well, I appreciate that.
41 years old.
But I'm 53, my friend. All right. And then got interested in the game via FIFA. Fuck off again. What is this guy? These are the things he thinks why people don't like MLS?
Well, no. It says the toxic fan base, a U.S. men's national team fan base, falls into one of these three categories.
Well, I could tell this dumb fucker that I've been following the game since 84, 82, 83, somewhere around there. All right. And I didn't play FIFA until I was almost in my 30s. So fuck him on that one. And I don't think you got interested in the game playing FIFA last I checked. All right. Don't watch domestic leagues, but support a massive Euro club. I guess. I don't know. Are there people who don't watch MLS at all? Yes. That's on them. Yeah. I would only say to those people who feel that way that I would ask you this. Do the fans in the Czech Republic not watch Czech teams because they're not good enough to watch? No. They support their local club team because they're locals. Do people in Sweden not support their local Swedish team? And are you saying to these MLS haters, I don't know who they are, but people who just hate MLS, that people in Sweden shouldn't support their Swedish local team because they're crap? Or should all the fans in Switzerland not follow their teams because they're crap? And they should just watch really good football. And that's only 5 leagues. That's that. Only leagues you can watch are 5 leagues in Europe, and that's it. All other leagues suck. Well, that's a bullshit way to approach the world as well. You can't do that. People follow their local clubs in Switzerland not because they don't realize that their local Swiss team at Grasshopper is not a really good team. It's because it's tradition. It's something they've grown up doing. It's part of the culture. So you can't go out there as a snob and say someone who lives in Seattle shouldn't watch the Sounders. That's ridiculous. They're building something there. They're building a culture. The fans there support Seattle because they live in Seattle or they live somewhere near it. There's nothing fucking wrong with that. So if you're that big of a snob ass, then you don't know what's going on and how this works. And on the other end, there are a lot of sensitivo, super sensitivo MLS fans. Get over yourself. They're going to be assholes who think that the only league worth watching is the Premier League or La Liga.
Well, and they don't necessarily have to be assholes to not like the MLS and want to watch Man U play instead.
No, you're fine. Brett, that's not what I'm saying.
No.
Be in love with La Liga. Be in love with the Premier League. But don't put people down in Columbus who support the Crew. They're supporting their local club, just like Grasshoppers or Zurich support their club, or Basel, or whatever random city that plays in the top league in the Czech Republic, or Czechia, as it's known now. All right, whatever. They changed
Derek,
their name.
BMR says that you should support your local Turkish team by watching the Turkish league.
I love that. I'm not Turkish. I don't have no dog in that fight. So
I mean, out of this category, if I had to pick myself in one of these categories, I guess I never played in any serious level. I never played in college. I didn't get into the sport playing FIFA. I never played FIFA as a kid, actually.
Yeah,
I didn't get into playing soccer games on consoles until much later, actually, like young adult.
This is a massive generalization.
It is. Derek, I know. Obviously, you're an LA Galaxy guy. You were a Cosmos guy before that.
Yep.
When Cosmos were there. I'm a Chicago Fire guy. We're both Indy 11 dudes because we helped bring the team to Indy.
We helped make it. Yes.
Yeah. Pete's a Chicago Fire guy, or at least he was, and he's kind of jaded at this point, but he might come back around. We don't know. We'll see. Filippo is he is a Orlando guy.
Yep.
American Ultras is a Philly dude. What's Will's team? I forgot. Is he Charlotte?
He doesn't have a team.
Oh, I thought he had a team.
He's just an MLS guy.
Okay. So I'm bringing us up, this group here, because his big thing was like the YouTuber culture and how it's the sewer and stuff like that. I feel like everybody in that category may not necessarily fall into category one, but I mean, I think you and I will agree on the sense that just because you played at a serious level does not make you right when talking about soccer.
No.
Now, you may have an understanding of it. You may see things that we don't necessarily see because you experience them firsthand. But you can come on here and talk about how Jedi should have missed out on the second half of the season for Fulham just so he can make the Gold Cup squad.
Well, look how convenient this list is for this guy. He played D3. Right?
I don't know if he played D3. I don't know. I know that he played in League 2 over in England.
Oh, good for him.
I think for like 5 years, I think he said. Something like that.
Yeah. By the way, everybody out there, you don't need to have to played at a serious level. All right. So D3 college is serious? Give me a fucking break.
Oh.
God, you don't need.
Sorry,
you don't need.
Brought that up here.
You don't need to have never played FIFA. All right, that's ridiculous. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard of. So anyhow, if these are the arguments this guy can make, this is the best argument he can make. He needs to go wake up and think some more because this is poor. It's piss poor.
Yeah.
This argument's piss poor, and his whole way of generalizing all kinds of people is piss poor. Like he's not thought about this at all, or he's internalized it to a point where he's taken it personally. And this is a vendetta. This is a mission for him to go get people he doesn't even know. And he doesn't even know what they really believe or they think, and doesn't know any of their opinions, hasn't even watched our fucking show, for instance, and is criticizing that. Yet he's all over Twitter like he knows something. He knows jack shit. Absolutely nothing. Jack shit.
Yep.
So he needs to wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. And host your own fucking podcast if you don't like all the other ones because they're sewer. Love to watch it, Mr. D3 or League 2 player. Make a show and don't call me mate anymore. Don't call me mate. I ain't your mate.
Picked up some of the colloquialisms when he played 5 years in League 2.
I'm not your mate.
So. Adam says, as someone who's coached D3 hoops and knew most of our soccer players for my 13 years at a school, I can confidently say I trust the opinion of many people on this app who didn't play college soccer more than 90% of the players.
That's for sure. Some of our dumbest commentators are guys that played for the U.S. men's national team at one point and have been some of our best players. So fuck that argument up the ass immediately. That's an argument of authority. It is the worst argument you can possibly make because it is absolutely atrociously atrocious. It's like kissing the establishment's ball sack, sucking it, and then deep throating their ball sack down your esophagus. That's what that is.
Yeah. Or what did it say here? Pull us back up here. He said, yes, we can make moral judgments and say that one side of the fan base, because I mentioned that basically most of the fan base falls in the middle. One side of the fan base is objectively more civil to our players and manager. So I said, one side shows blind support. The other wants to burn it down. Most of us are somewhere in the middle. Is this one I wanted? Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Most of us don't hate our local sides. I've been a Fire fan since '98, and I was instrumental in bringing the development of Indy 11. But I can say Patrick looks like Bambi on ice when he hits the ground for the 8th time.
Yes.
Or I can say Sargent needs to grow a pair when he's not demanding the ball.
Yep.
Or I can say Pulisic needs to stop playing hero ball and needs to combine more and get behind the line.
Yeah, you did that.
Or defend a player like Freeze who flubs a play out of the back and resulted in Hades' goal. Or defend Pflock when he scuffs the shot against Mexico in Azteca. Straight red card is a colorful show, vulgar and critical, but also supportive when warranted.
Well, yeah, if he's not going to watch the show, fuck him. I think we gave this guy way too much play.
Let's see here. I got a couple more here. Just see if there's anything important here. Basically, his big thing are the argue against people who bitch at scouts. Scouts are wrong, pros are wrong, and managers are wrong. That's what our mindset is, apparently.
Well, they sometimes are wrong, and we call them out when they're wrong, and we praise them when they're right. And he's just too dumb of a fucker to know the difference because he's watched 30 seconds of our show. So this guy can go, fuck a giraffe for all I care.
Ajiman's already in England, so it's no luck there. Although he does have connections to England, who knows?
I'm just saying, if he does fuck a giraffe, he needs to be arrested. That is illegal in most countries.
Illegal in just about every country.
And you'd have to get a ladder to do it. That's the worst thing. You got to climb up a ladder, position the giraffe in the perfect, settled position, and then penetrate it. Anyhow, he's a giraffe fucker. That's who he is. And I hope he figures it out. Just because he's got an English accent doesn't mean he knows jack shit about U.S. soccer, because he doesn't. Glad he played some League Two or whatever in Britain. But after that, he is a massive generalizer of people, and he's full of shit.
Well, and the last thing I'm going to say on this is that the argument from authority, the players, the agents, the former players, the coaches, all have more knowledge than you. So shut up and drink your, hand me my blueberry mead.
No shit.
Type of mentality. The pundits, the former players, the coaches, they all disagree with each other.
Yes.
Nobody agrees on one set thing. This is my argument against his argument, is that just because I didn't play at a serious level,
whatever,
doesn't mean that I can't watch the game, understand it, see some things that maybe you're overlooking.
Oh, I'm sorry. We've only been covering the sport for, between the two of us. Let's see. 30 plus about almost 70 years between the two of us. So, yeah. All right.
Straight Red Card, the only soccer podcast that teaches how to copulate with dress.
You do need a ladder.
We need the more you know logo to shoot across as we do these things.
So the answer to the question is it toxic? No. It's about right where it needs to be. Are there total pussy willows out there who just willing to bend over and accept it like it is and be like, no, it's great. Everything's great. Everybody that's in power right now knows exactly what they're doing, and you're too stupid to know it. Well, just go talk to Jermaine Jones. Go talk to Jimmy Conrad. Go talk to Davies. Go talk to Miola. Go talk to all the people who completely disagree with you and are way above a D3 level player. Ask Mike. All right.
Yeah. And like I said, there's part of the fan base that are the pussy willows. There's part of the fan base that are just straight out assholes. And then there's like 95% of the rest of the fan base that are somewhere in the middle.
Absolutely. Some
leaning more towards assholes, some leaning more towards pussy willows. It's all a spectrum in that sense.
Yes.
Just, hey, if you can't take jokes and you don't like vulgarness, don't watch our show. I'm sorry to tell you. Or you can watch our show all you want. I really don't care.
Oh, he needs to watch a whole show. Is what he needs to. Now that I've called him every name in the book, I'm rather irritated tonight. So I'll take it back. I apologize for all the names I've called you. That probably was uncool. Yes, I probably shouldn't have done that. However, you said some dumb shit. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to not come back at you. So, anyhow, I'm glad we saved that to the very end. And, we'll be back on Monday. I probably shouldn't even apologize. I said what I said. I guess I have to live with it. No. But
again, there's some ridiculous takes, and I'll say that it's ridiculous every single time when somebody brings up the argument from authority in that sense.
Yeah, but I think I called him a twat.
So what?
Whatever.
He called ugly, unintelligent, and whatever else.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
He drew first blood, Derek, not you.
All right, okay. I don't apologize. Then he did call me names. That's fine. And he didn't realize by calling me those names, I'd be like, yeah, I am fat. Yeah, I'm ugly.
As it turns out, Derek, you're not a pussy willow.
Got to tell you this, though. I once wasn't fat, and I once was very good looking. All right. That's
age is a fucker, isn't it?
Age is a fucker, man. I got to tell you that. And we have pictures to prove I wasn't ugly once. All right. Until the next time, we'll be back on Monday. Have a great weekend. Some stuff to watch. Leagues Cup. Yeah, well, fit it in if you can. Until then, thank you.
That hurt.
Blowjobs are a no for me.
It is a skill. It is a practice skill. It is a necessary skill. Ooh.
The secret to a great blowjob is saliva, saliva, saliva.
It's important for us to learn from this because I think we lose because we beat ourselves.
You need to swallow it too.
I don't understand the problem here.
The people don't understand esophagus is the main player of the game.
Try to stay away from it as much as I can.
You can start by licking the tip.
I didn't understand it, but
Patrick Agyemang to Bambi or a